last time on the wilds of Valandiir, the crown collectors had traveled west, as far west as you could by land, to the Taliesin Monastery, home of the monk Maeven of Pelor. There to wait a couple of days until your arranged transport by sea is ready to take you across the ocean of souls to the Morab Islands further west, a 3-day journey across the waterway, where you will then search for the missing city of Anorak, the last tiefling bastion in this part of the world, for answers and knowledge about this entity and this symbol and all of this this weird stuff you've been researching and looking to piece together. Hopefully some of it comes together there. And while you're here, you decided to reconnect and rehook up with old acquaintances here at the monastery. The tall, white dragonborn Shard, something of a leader here, teaching the youth and the monks how to swing a quarterstaff and kick and such, who is a personal friend and close associate of Maeven's. One of her best friends, Tash, a human monk with long brown hair and other features that definitely showed you guys that monks are not just these tightwad, closely dressed individuals, that they have a little flavor to them. As well as Akiva, the large, Goliath-muscled monk woman who butts heads with Maeven whenever they meet each other, apparently. And it wasn't until you climbed the mountain with news to give to Master Zhang Wen, the leader of the monastery itself, about this entity, that he revealed himself to you. A large, coiled, ancient Cuoatl, an angelic serpentine creature, huge in height, shrank down to his human form. A polite, bald little Asian man with a long, wispy mustache and beard humbles himself before you, earnest and eager to converse. I believe that Yuno is downstairs in the library. Baranor, just to get everybody on the same page of where we're at, I believe that Daunt is missing. Ellie, I think that Iona was also like somewhere on the grounds. I think you were checking out the big giant cherry blossom tree or something to that effect. Baranor, I believe you have Luna down the mountain in the forest.
Iona is on the mountain with them, I think.
Iona's on the mountain, yeah.
Iona is with Iona is with Maeven, got it. And Koza, did you go with them as well? I think you flew up there.
I believe so.
In a different shape and then poofed out. So everybody but I believe Kravish is also not here. Unless did he come with you?
Yeah, the only person that didn't go was Yuno. And obviously
got it.
Major.
Baranor, we will get to you in just a moment. Be patient. So Master Zhang Wen hunched, his hands folded into his robes, his eyes squinted against the high sun that peeks out over the clouds this high on the mountain. He just sort of bows, gives a simple bow to all of you, and just kind of gives each of you a quick glance. And I would say those very perceptive of you, meaning Koza, I believe, Maeven, you're quite perceptive, right?
I'm pretty perceptive, but not like Ravish and
Iona is also quite perceptive. So we'll say the three of you, and Maeven, because you know him so well. He gives a little chuckle and begins to do a half turn away, and you all can hear just the slightest bit of rasp to his breathing. Just something, it's almost a little tightness of the chest. It's just something you notice as he turns and kind of breathes. So, Maeven, it is good to see you down here at this level. And he summons what looks like kind of a root walking stick. You've seen him use this before. He conjures it out of thin air and leans on it as he walks towards the edge of his lair. His children, Haro and Sunmya, the twin Cuoatls that have a very sort of teenagery vibe to them, have since shrugged off the meeting of you all and flown into the air and away. And he just kind of stares out at the ocean and says, "So, Maeven, you have brought your new companions with you. And Shard, I feel his thoughts from here was much more worried after you arrived. Tell me what it is you seem to know that warranted bringing your whole crew with you."
Okay.
Maeven, Kervish is going to subtly cast Enhance ability,
Okay, fair.
and he's going to increase your wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay.
Yeah.
So she'll just go into the story about what she knows. She doesn't know everything, because she was gone for a long time. But, she'll tell him about seeing the big, eye thing. A lot of times when we transport places, and the fanes that open up and have the anti-magic fields and stuff, and etc.
Brilliantly put.
You know what, sir?
So I need a persuasion check.
So tired.
A persuasion check from you, and this is not to convince him that you're telling the truth. It's all about how are you conveying this in word form when it's not your best thing. Now, don't forget, you've got enhance ability on wisdom.
Okay, that's charisma, but yeah, it's an 11. I don't know.
11 is not a failure. So he doesn't really move much. He's still staring out at the ocean, leaning on his walking stick, and Kirby's just going to step forward and just say, Master Zhang Wen, greetings. I am Argent Earth Kervish, and what Maeven tells you is at 100% the truth. Some of us have had different experiences with this, seeing this thing, and others haven't had hardly any at all. I think it's fair to say that once Iona joined us, she started seeing it too. And Master Zhang Wen, he turns slightly and just says, "So, this creature, it appears to all of you collectively. I wonder if it is not one or all of you that has attracted it." And I don't know if Steph just posted she's got food poisoning, which she does. I don't know if she just ran away to throw up or if she's just being cheeky.
Always cheeky, but this time.
I wonder if it is one of you. Tell me more about your time in the Hells, Maeven. What drew you there? What did you do while you spent time? And what happened when you returned?
When I was down in the Hells, I went there after the Cambion. I'll give him a brief overview of that situation. And then I spent a lot of time just trying to fight whatever big evils came my way. It was difficult. I also started changing, and I'll describe the physical changes that came along with being in the Hells, as well as in the Feywild. I will also tell him about what the court wizard guy said about being a diadact, and I'm still not sure what that is. Yeah.
As you conclude your rendition, you turn back to him and notice that he has turned to fully face you. Yes. You have your first taste of the plains. I could always feel the pull of the realms on your soul. Never knew what it was called, someone like you. I wonder what you would look like if you spent some time in my home. And he coughs slightly and stumbles a little on his cane. Forgive me. It is laborious to hold this shape, but I like to for you. What do you know of my kind, Maeven?
What do I know? What I know?
Well, you could make a history check.
I can do that. That I can do.
I'll have Kervish put his arm around you and give you inspiration.
Awesome. Doesn't need it. I rolled a nat 20 for a 28. I'll take the inspiration, though.
Okay.
It's the one I get for the next 3 weeks, so it's fine.
Right? Yeah, throw one of those by Noah's way.
Yeah. I was...
What you've read, and you've read a lot, especially after when you were very young, first seeing Master Wen in his true form, you wanted to know everything about him. Where he comes from, where his kind come from. He is a celestial. Mm-hmm. You know that he is not a dragon, and that he is from a completely different realm than where you are. What you believe is your home realm. He's not from here. He's from somewhere else, and somewhere where creatures are angelic beings of light. Which, from what you know about Master Wen's kind of entrance into this realm, how that happened, it makes sense that he would become a follower of Pelor. It seems like and what you know is that he was just visiting this dimension for, what he figured would be a few thousand years, drop in the bucket for the age of a Cuoatl in its celestial realm. Mm-hmm. And that he was kind of struck by this very low monk who struck up a conversation about the universe and everyone's place in it, and it touched him so quaintly that he became a follower of Pelor. And after that monk was old and mortal, Zhang Wen laid him to rest and took his place as the master of the Taliesin Monastery. And he has been the master of it ever since. That's could be hundreds, if not 1,000 years. Not exactly sure. Taliesin Monastery is a very old place. And but that Cuoatls they seem dragon-like, but they are not. They are just something else. And you don't know really anything about his home realm. Coatls, they come from Celestia. You have no idea what that means. Other than it's a if there are hells, there's got to be an opposite of that, and that's where they are from. You also know that we wouldn't have dragons without coatls, as the race or the species was spawned from this ancient, long, like primordial union between the proto-draconic spirits and coatls to birth dragons. And you also know that they are, if you've heard the phrase "dragons are magic made flesh," it's even more so for coatls. They have an incredibly direct connection to magical power. They're made of the arcade weave. Their bodies are conjurings of magic made solid form. So to see him like this, to see him a little weaker than you've ever seen him before. I mean, he's always had this kind of old man humanoid form, but he's always been with it and together, and he seems weaker, and it makes you a little sad.
Gotcha.
Master Wen, he kind of steps a little closer to the edge, and you see him wince a little, and he says, "Something, this magical devourer, I must confess, it was not too long ago that I could feel the web of magic in this world straining, wincing against some wound. That is what I feel now. I feel the attack on magic itself. If this thing is responsible, I'm afraid my kind will perish if it succeeds." And he's turned towards you, and he stumbles a bit and falls into your arms. It looks like he tripped a little and stumbled.
Are you feeling unwell due to the strain on the weave?
He kind of catches himself and pushes off your shoulder because he kind of gets his footing again. And you see him grab hold of his gut, and he just sort of leans down and says, "Yes, I think so. All I know is that the old ones like me, we require the weave to be complete." And you see his robes fall to the ground, and where his skin would be, you see faded teal scales. "Forgive me, Maeven." And he bursts, he steps back a few steps and bursts out of his human form, and his serpentine body like uncoils into the air like a spring that's just been let go, and then it collapses down upon its own weight. His huge pink and white angelic bird wings splay out and quickly fold, and he shudders a little. His head rests where it's just a few feet from you. Forgive me, it is difficult to hold my humanoid shape. And he just kind of looks at you, and his tail feathers, he's got this very elaborate, where a dragon's spiked tail would be, he has kind of a almost like a headdress, but on his tail of purple and teal and pink and white feathers that he just caresses your face, and he says, "You look so much like Mother Hariko." and he just kind of drifts off to sleep. And you see from his wings, the tips of his feathers, his scales start to turn gray. And he kind of coils himself as this is happening into a coiled shape. And his last words before his face becomes stone is, "You will set things right, my dear." And his body becomes the coiled snake statue once again. And just as a side note, you have heard the tale that Hariko is Master Zhang Wen's long-lost sister.
Okay. How do I spell that?
Hariko. She was long gone before you came to the monastery. And you've only heard about her briefly from people.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Karish is going to break the silence with, "Whoa! Okay." And he's going to put one of his arms around you and kind of give you a little squeeze, like, "How you doing there, hon?"
Look directly at him with like the big giant big eyes and be like, "I don't know yet. I'll let you know in a minute."
Well, Karish is going to see this as an opportunity. He's going to pull out Anthem's Edge. And he's going to play as close to a Pelorian monk's flute, which may or may not sound like a Japanese flute, as he can. And as the cherry blossom petals just sort of wisp by you at the windy summit of the mountain here, you all kind of have the day to yourself. There are a couple of monks that joined you on the journey up the mountain. And you kind of just have some... if you want to descend back to the monastery now, if you wanted to spend some time up here doing whatever you wanted, it looks like Master Wen had something of a little lair here. He's currently sitting atop what looks like a spiraled concrete nest. That just looks like it's kind of like a comfortable spot for a large serpent to coil up into. But he also has a little hut, a little up a little path up the mountain, and behind like a large boulder, he's got a little hut. And it looks like it could probably accommodate one or two people. Maeven, you've been inside. It has a little table. He would definitely not begrudge its use. But we go back down the mountain, down past the Taliesin Monastery, into the woods surrounding the mountain itself, where we find Baranor. Hello, Baranor.
Hello.
So, what you find in your time here, you've been down here for about, I'd say, a good couple hours since you parted ways with the party. Eager to see the Jasper Woods, at least the very western edge of them once again. You've never really made it this far west.
Yeah.
When you were young, living in the Jasper Woods, you were more of a near Margalite kind of area, which is its central eastern kind of place that it is. And so it's nice to be kind of back, quote unquote, home, just in a different neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I need you to make a survival check.
No. Okay.
And by the way, until my computer decides to behave, I need everybody to call out their rolls because I can't see them right now.
26.
26. You and Luna and Apollo and Fenrir have spent a couple hours just sort of just sort of darting from tree to tree, and not necessarily hunting anything in particular, but keeping your ears open. The pups have their noses in the air constantly and against the ground, just constantly foraging for new smells and new sounds, yelping at each other and snipping at each other's heels occasionally. They're pretty big about now. They're not an adult. They're not adult wolves, and they're not quite in that teenager phase, but they're getting bigger. They're definitely showing their genetics, to be sure. And Luna does her best to sort of keep an eye on them while also watching the horizon. The two of you zero in on what sounds like, and from this distance, your upwind smells like a boar. A nice, big, fat, juicy boar.
Okay.
Do you move along, or do you want to spear it?
I mean, I'll go after it.
Okay.
I am motioned for Luna to kind of go on a little flanking maneuver on it. And is it just stationary, or is it moving away from us?
You can tell. You guys kind of give like a real quick triangulation move where the two of you spread out, and since you're kind of mentally connected,
yes,
you're able to kind of be like, okay, it feels like it's scurrying around the same 5-foot square. Maybe it's eating.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't appear to be. It's not squealing. It's doing that snort that pigs do when they're kind of rutting. So it doesn't look like it's spooked by anything. And with a real quick animal handling check for you, I'd like to see how the pups react to this.
Okay. It's gonna be 18.
18. Yeah, so they're pretty their mother kind of gives like a little tuft, a little fuff, and it's enough to command them to at least just be quiet. So they just kind of get low, their ears go back, they look where their mother's looking, and the three of them form this cute little wolf triangle in the woods. And she's going to get very low for a wolf of her size and kind of break wide and take her pups with her. And they're just going to be just behind her to where they can see what she's looking at without giving anything away. It seems like she's they're pretty in tune with what their mother wants. And then you see this boar. This whole area is somewhat downhill. This whole area has been downhill. You're kind of climbing down the mountain as you go. And as you kind of surround this boar, you can see it's big. It's very big. It's not large, but it almost is large. It's a huge animal. And it's pretty dense foliage here, so I'm going to need a stealth check from you and all three animals, because this thing is rather close. It's probably about maybe 50 feet away for you to be able to see it.
Okay, am I rolling just mine and then 3 rolls of pretty much Luna's stat?
Sure.
I mean, is that what
I'm going to subtract 2 from each of the pups.
Okay, alright, let me do mine first then.
Okay.
Do stealth. That's a 25. Luna's gonna have a 12.
Okay.
So first pup is a nat 1. Second pup is a 28.
Oh my god. So which one got the negative negative 1?
That would be Fenrir.
Of course. That is very on brand.
Yeah.
I love him.
And what did you get?
I got a 25.
Okay, so as you and Apollo kind of settle, you can kind of sense where the dogs are, and as you kind of all of a sudden you can hear when Luna goes silent. It's like it's like a negative space somewhere in the forest that used to make little noises with her little toe beans. But all of a sudden she goes quiet, and you're like, okay, she's good. You hear one of them do that, and the other two you hear twigs snapping, and you hear a yelp. And little Fenrir looks like he stepped on a thorn of some kind, and he went and hurt his paw, and Luna looked to him immediately, and you just hear... You hear this boar just lose his shit with this ear-piercing squeal and take off into the woods. And Luna just kind of like very slowly steps out of the woods so that you can see her, and she's just kind of looking at you with these very low eyelids and eyebrows, and just kind of like slaps Fenrir, who tumbles out of the woods a little. Not slaps him, but kind of like brushes him, and he kind of somersaults into the clearing, and Apollo just kind of like appears behind both of them, and he's got kind of a look on his face like, what happened? I thought we were going to do this. And and you just kind of step out from whatever shadow you were literally encapsulating. Yeah. And the four of you just kind of, before you're able to have like you hear something, and it's not the boar. It sounds like something that may have been what actually spooked the boar. You hear a scream.
Okay.
It's a humanoid scream. It sounds like a young person, maybe, and they sound terrified. It doesn't sound terribly far away, but it's getting cut up by the trees, and it's in the opposite direction that the boar ran towards. So the boar didn't run away from you guys. It ran in the opposite direction of whatever this is, and you can hear it through the woods, and it sounds very urgent.
Okay. I'm gonna take off at a sprint then.
Okay. The dogs are on your tail. Luna's going to get right up to you, and her presence is going to give you, I would say her presence is going to give you an extra 5 feet of movement in this space. However, the pups are trailing behind at normal speed. It sounds like something is being...
You know I'm faster than she is, right?
Yeah, I'm saying her presence here gives you extra speed. You guys are locked in at this moment, and you're in your favorite terrain. It's ranger time, and you guys are just darting through the woods towards the sound. This close, you can tell that this is some kind of female voice. Not exactly sure on the age. Not a child, perhaps young adult. Some kind of humanoid. Could be halfling, human, half-elf. Elf could be one of those. Doesn't sound gruff like a dwarf or tiny like a gnome. And it's, at this moment, difficult to triangulate where it is because the voice has stopped. So what I'm going to need from you is, we'll go with a survival check. This is sort of a tracking thing to sort of zero where it's at.
30.
Wow, 30. Okay.
Hello.
I'm here. I'm doing stuff. Hold on. Okay. As you stop, and you've ran now for maybe like 20 like solid seconds of running is quite a distance. Mm-hmm. And you're not sure if the direction that this voice was coming from changed or not, but it sounded like it did, which is really weird. You feel like if somebody was being dragged away, it would be in one direction, and even if they were zigzagging, like it'd sort of be the same basic direction. But you feel like you got turned around a couple of times. You're damn sure that this is where you last heard it. The canopy above you is quite dark.
Am I getting like the sense like this is not what it appears to be?
No, why don't you roll insight?
Yeah, that's something I'm great at. 10.
I mean, it's difficult to discern an intent beyond survival on whoever this was. They sounded like they were desperate. Like something perhaps violent was happening to them. You didn't like hear like death rattles, like anything like that. It was just shrieking. So I need a perception check.
That I could do.
Do you have any benefits to being in darkness or anything like that?
Nat 20 for a 33.
Okay.
I just have my normal dark vision. That's about it.
Okay, well, yeah.
Oh, you mean like hiding and stuff like that? No, I don't believe I do.
Okay. So you look down at the ground. You and Luna, and by now the pups have caught up. You look down at the ground. You're searching for tracks, drag marks, blood stains, claw marks, anything on the tree trunks around. Like, is there fur trapped on a bush? Is there, scrapings on the forest floor? Nothing. You see no trace. And you hear it again. It is a young woman. She sounds crazed with fear. It is a high-pitched shriek. And it's behind you, past a pair of boulders.
Well, my insight wasn't very good, so I don't think anything suspicious of this right yet.
No, you hear a woman in distress.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's still kind of far away, but it's definitely behind from between these two boulders, and it's like a dark bushy patch of particularly dense part of the forest.
Okay. Again, my insight wasn't very good, so I'm just going to go in that direction now.
Okay, you find yourself at the mouth of a cave.
Ooh.
It's around a corner. The cave, just real quick, you have very good vision. You can see in the dark. You don't see bones. You don't see like torn up dirt. You see a natural cave. It doesn't look like it was dug out. It looks like it was just formed by wind and hundreds of millions of years of erosion. And it descends into complete darkness. So you're pretty sure it like dips. It goes downhill sharply and dips around a corner out of your dark vision view.
Okay. And then there's nothing. There's no footprints or anything around at the entrance to the cave. Anything, drag marks?
No. Honestly, the mouth of the cave, there's like dirt and pine needles and very old leaves that sort of scatter about the entrance, maybe 5 feet up to the entrance, and then it sort of scatters into little just forest debris and then just stone. So no, you do not see any footprints, hoof prints, claw marks, scratch marks, nothing. It's a natural cave, and it looks like you're the first person to walk around here with your feet in maybe decades. Not sure. Looks all very untouched.
Okay.
Which carries with it its own little special beauty, in your opinion.
Yeah. I'm communicate with Luna, kind of telepathically give her the rundown. Stay out here. If something happens to me, go get Maeven.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh boy. Okay, it becomes an 18. Because of reliable talent.
Okay. Did you want to add anything to that?
I mean, does it fail?
It does not fail.
Then I can't. I can't add psychic knack unless it fails.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. Okay. So she is not going to sit. She's going to stay standing and cock her head slightly. And in your head, you hear an emotional response that feels like pushback. And
all right.
And more like a feeling of unsafety for you. And how do I convey this to you about what you said about Maeven? A longing to be with her in place of what you asked.
Okay.
And I'll have you. You know what? I'll have you roll. Give me just a general intelligence check. I know that's really where your strengths lie.
Oh yeah.
But let's see if you can interpret this.
Just straight intelligence check.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a little confused by her reaction.
10.
A 10.
A 10.
She is displeased with your course of action and thinks Maeven. You get the feeling that she thinks Maeven's a great idea. Maeven is a good idea, a part of that plan, and you going down by yourself is terrible.
Yeah. I don't know anything about this area. Have I heard any legends that could be similar to this?
Yeah, your mind is racing. Go ahead and roll a history check.
Oh, that's even better.
I wish there was a check for like myth and legend. I feel like history is not quite exactly what I mean when I say that too.
18.
18's not bad. So red flags go off in your head.
All right.
Okay, disembodied voice.
Yeah.
It seemed to change direction in a weird, unnatural way. You haven't heard this voice say anything in common, just incoherent shrieking. Untouched forest floor and spooky, ominous cave. There is a possibility, there is room in this universe for the possibility that something flew in here holding a young woman as captive and descended into that cave. There is a possibility that is what happened. That would explain the untouched forest floor. But the likelihood that there is something down there,
right,
making that noise purposefully is a little too high to not have the back of your neck stand on end.
Okay.
And Luna's insistence is becoming a little clearer of, if we're going to go down there, especially since it has not made any noise since you found this cave. She says, it sounds like whatever was making that noise is either waiting or dead. Either case, if we want to go down there, we should get more people. That's what you're kind of getting from her obstinance.
I get it. Okay. I'm going to... Is there a tree nearby?
I mean, yes.
Okay, like a tree that maybe looks different from the other trees.
Make a perception check.
All right. 30.
30. Yeah, you find what looks like a tall, rather dead asperwood tree. These are pretty uncommon in the jasperwood, which is funny because they sound just like it. But the asperwood tree is something more prevalent in the Garden of Mist. So to find one here, I mean, they're not that rare where you'll never find one up here. And the fact that it's dead has a connotation to it that you'll probably be able to pick that out. Plus, you're pretty observant. You remember where you came from when you first came down here. You're pretty sure you could probably find it again. Don't you also have a feat that allows you to navigate places you've been to or something like that?
Something like that. Something in my background or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, so I would say with just a little bit of effort, you could probably mark a tree to where you could see it and find it again.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to cast Druidcraft and craft some kind of totem marker on it.
Yeah, maybe a little vine, yellow ribbon, alight with little fairies.
Essentially, yeah.
Little sprites. You can see it. Sure.
Yeah. Little hamster unicorns. And then I will put the pups back in the ring.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Longstrider on Luna so she can keep up with me, and we're going to run back to the monastery.
Okay. So it takes you until like early evening to return. You find yourself up at the steps by about maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon as you just kind of haul ass up the mountain. It takes you twice as long to get up the mountain as it did to go down it. That's just how physics works.
Yeah.
But by the time you arrive, you can see that Akiva is standing with her arms crossed at the front gate. She recognizes you and begrudgingly, after a few moments of staring you down and not moving, she kind of steps aside and allows you through, keeping a very keen and low grumbly gaze at you as you pass her. You can feel her muscles, like if bulging muscles had like a little shockwave around them, you'd feel it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so for the past 2 hours, Iona, let's talk about what you have done atop this mountain until Baranor rejoins the group. It looks like one of the monks that were accompanying you all is it looks like they're dusting the bottom of the statue, and the other one is just kind of staying kind of close to your group and looking out over the waves of the distant ocean below.
I mean, if the rest of the group isn't going back down, I'll probably be going back down with the group. So until then, I am going to be sort of taking in the view. I'm just taking in the view. I'm walking around sort of a safe distance from the edge, because with this kind of mountain, I'm sure there's an edge. And I'm taking in the view because it's not one that I'm going to get very often. And I just look out across everything.
You look out at the ocean waves that, from this height, it's tough to tell if they're moving. There's like a nebulous kind of fuzziness to their movement. But as you look down, you do see waves. And just kind of staring out at the horizon this high up with the wind whipping. I mean, it's very windy at this close to the edge. And there is an edge. There's like a 3-foot kind of stone fence, I guess, or embankment that's been built up here to prevent people tumbling down. But beyond that, it's pretty steep down. You guys are sort of at the edge of the world here. And as you look over the ocean, it's almost like with a gust of wind, the ocean with these waves turn tan. Just briefly. You're not even sure if it's real. It's almost like instead of ocean waves, they're sandy dunes. And then back to water with another gust of wind.
I mean, I know who it is. I don't quite know why she's doing it other than to get my attention, but I know who it is, so I mean, it disconcerts me a little, but I'm not too freaked out, because I know who it is. She wants my attention for something, I don't know what, and I will move on to look at a different part of the landscape. But I'm still, as disconcerting as that was, until we came to this monastery, Iona had never really, I don't think she'd ever actually seen the sea. Dead Marsh isn't ages away from the sea to the east, but she would never have traveled out that way. So this is still sort of, since we came, it wouldn't be the very first view of it, but it's still, in the last few days, this is the first time she's ever seen it. So she's still taking in that view and that height and the newness.
Yeah, the view is breathtaking from up here. But you are rather high. It's really tough to get like the ocean spray feel. It's mostly just very wind. It's very cold up here. And it almost feels like you're in the middle of a wind storm this high up. But seeing the ocean for the first time, I mean, you saw it a little closer when you were down at the monastery level. It's beautiful, it's breathtaking, and you do your best to kind of that warmth that usually accompanies these visions, it starts to recede, and your passive insight kind of takes that as almost like a mother realizing they're cramping your style and slowly shutting your bedroom door behind her. Koza.
Yes.
Yes. Hello, Koza. You're here too.
I am.
Your desire to jump into an animal form and soar around this mountain is quite strong. However, you do have your Fearbulg agency about you. Do you wish to depart with the group, or are you going to go off on your own for the next couple hours? What would you say Koza's way to kind of burn off the afternoon would be?
Yeah, I've got a few hours to kill. I think Koza would recognize that this is a place of peace, of like clearing one's head, and I think Koza's long overdue for that. So I don't transform into an eagle this time. This time I take the form of a small sparrow, because I'm not trying to be grandiose. I'm just trying to, be in the forest and be above the forest and try to take it in. Just be in the moment. And I think what he thinks about over the next, like you said, couple hours is, what are we going to do when we're done with all this? And I think Koza thinks he's going to do is he's going to go back to Stonehelm Keep with his daughter and teach her everything he knows and just be proud of her, as more so than he already is. And thoughts pass of what we're gonna do as a group, and I think Koza just really tries to picture what the afterthought looks like.
It's a beautiful notion, which is the notion that you have once you get down the mountain. However, what happens to you at the top of the mountain is that you change into a sparrow. And are instantly, as you shoot up into the air to catch flight, you are instantly picked up by an immensely powerful gust of wind this high up on a mountain.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And your little sparrow wings are not strong enough to.
Well, then I'll say I turn into a crane or something.
Oh no! Oh no! We are going there.
Oh boy.
And you get flung 100 feet in a diagonal direction downward, just twirling. You all watch, by the way. Koza say, "See you later." Jump into the air into a sparrow and immediately gets flung down the mountain by the wind.
Oh
my
Lord.
God.
Can I try to catch him?
No way. He's
okay.
And And you hear the
feet in
bird
air.
equivalent of a scream as I go off.
Yeah. And he rockets out of view so fast that you're all just like, okay, I hope he's all right, because he just gets flung down the mountain. But after descending to where the snow stops, the wind starts to be a little more beneficial than a hindrance to you. And you spread your wings out and give them a shake, and you've lost a third of your feathers. And you spread your wings and catch the wind proper-like, and control yourself and descend down over the forest. And yeah, it's down here extremely peaceful. There's no wind unless you get close to the monastery, where the edge of the mountain is. Like, there's always going to be wind that butts up against the ocean. It's flies up the cliffside and over the edge sometimes. So you stay closer to the eastern side of the monastery's grounds, and just sort of, I don't know how much a sparrow soars. They kind of flit around. But you do your best to catch the wind and sort of hover a little and just sort of look at everything while you think about the future.
Can we stop it?
Eventually... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was yelling at the dog. I thought I was
Oh.
muted. I apologize.
It's okay. I'll say Kravish, he's just kind of following your lead, Maeven, and he's kind of keeping to himself. He's giving you time to process what you've heard, what you've learned, and also think to yourself, what we're doing, what are we, kind of like an individual planning session before coming together and really coming up with a strategy. He wants to you can feel him wanting to be there, but also wanting to give you some space. Trying to be respectful of your agency and your individual way that you process all of this. And he's just going to kind of take a look around and continue with his flute on Anthem's edge. And, you catch yourself watching him sort of toddle away towards the cliff's edge and looking out over the ocean. And you see inspiration strike him, and he puts Anthem's edge away and pulls out his mandolin, his actual real instrument of choice. And he's not playing for all to hear. He's like playing real close to his ear. Looks like he's trying out something new, some kind of little ditty. And he's making a mistake here. He's frustrating himself there, and then he catches a rhythm and he starts to like build on it. So you see him nodding to himself, and it's just nice to sit and watch the artist in Kravish kind of negotiate with himself and create something in the wild, so to speak. And it's not until he feels that he's done that he turns and sees you watching him, and he kind of, if he could blush, he would blush a little, and he just kind of slings his mandolin over his shoulder and says, well, what do you say we get out of here and get some grub?
Sounds like an excellent idea.
After you, my lady. And he offers you his elbow.
She'll just giggle and take his elbow and look at him like he's stupidly in love person that she is.
And Tash is going to sidle up on the other side of Kravish, and she's going to grab his other elbow and say, what a gentleman, properly escorting the ladies out. Come on, y'all. And Kravish quickly looks very pimpin' with two ladies on his elbows, and the 7 or 8 of you, or however many there are, descend the mountain. It's quite treacherous. At risk of causing undue harm to the party, I'm going to say that it takes you guys a good hour to get down the mountain pass. There are rope bridges and gaps that you have to negotiate. But it's not it's not anything terribly difficult for this party at the level you're at. You've definitely navigated more treacherous passageways before. And it's not too long that you reach the kind of ground floor of the monastery, with that, wide practice training ground courtyard and large fighting circle on the edge of the cliff under the immense cherry blossom tree. And it's there, Maeven, that you feel yourself kind of drawn to. And you feel a solitary pull.
Okay. She will just give the party a nod, which they would know means I'm gonna go over there by myself for a minute. And excuse me. And she'll go and excuse me. She'll go and try to see if she can find a good place to meditate.
Yeah, as you turn away, Tash just kind of wraps her arm tighter around Kravish's arm and just kind of looks back at you. Don't worry, Shug. I'll keep your friends warm for you. Come on, y'all. And Kravish just kind of he kind of looks, he looks at you as you walk away like, no, oh no. And he kind of turns around and he swings his mandolin in front of him, and he just starts plucking a tune as everybody kind of makes their way in. Baranor, you kind of walk into the grounds and you see them descend from where the path leads up. Maybe you didn't go, you don't know where that goes. And Maeven, you tiptoe your way over to the fighting circle. And it's hasn't changed hardly at all since you were last here. And it brings a subtle memory back. Something that you started once you returned to Stonehelm Keep and were soaking in the tub. A wash of clouds over your vision as you look out to sea, standing under the cherry blossom tree. And a wash of emotion. A panic. The memory floods your mind. You were not too much younger, but it was the eve of your first real mission. And you find yourself standing right here, locked in a combat stance. And you look down into the clouds below. The last you saw of Lorixina, as you haphazardly and in anger, uncharacteristically, lost your temper and flung her over the cliff. You immediately feel yourself saying, "Oh shit."
Oh shit.
What do you do in this moment? You have but a brief moment of reaction.
I would immediately try to see if there was anything I could do to help at all.
Make a perception check, and it's a disadvantage because you're panicking.
Okay. Oh, perception. That'll be 16.
The cliff's edge is a sheer drop. It's straight down. There are no walkways around here. There is just it's shorter. The little wall here is shorter than up in the summit of the mountain's edge. This is even more treacherous here. I've been saying treacherous all day. It's even more dangerous here. One false move and you could trip and fall over the edge. There's no rope ladder. There's no walkway. There's nothing. And that's when you feel it. You hear a rush of wind and the slight hint of a giggle as you are suddenly pushed backwards by at least 20 feet You see Lorik Xena appear out of thin air like a bolt of lightning. Bogey, I need you to give her an attack with an advantage as a flying kick threatens to push you off your feet, Maeven.
Okay.
Well, that's a nat 20.
Oh.
Suck right off. How many of those do you get to roll? How many? Way more than
Well, roll your damage.
All right. And it's double the dice.
It's the dice doubled. Like it's roll the dice and double the value and add your mods.
Okay. 16 damage.
Maeven, you are thrown back at least 15 feet on your back as this kick impacts you in the chest and flings you off your feet, sliding on your back, ass and legs in the air, chin against your chest, and you rest against the trunk of the cherry blossom tree with a thwunk, dislodging several handfuls of cherry blossom petals that float down over and raining over you. Standing in front of you, Lorik Xena, having strangely teleported from over the cliff and connected. Lorik Xena, you can consider your reaction used in this teleporting kick.
Thought you knew everything, didn't you?
I don't know everything. I just know a lot.
Some of us have some other tricks.
It's Flea. And then she'll do the whole jumpy back thing that my back can never. And stands up.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
I mean, if you want to learn it.
What have you never ever known me to not want to learn things?
Well, I'd say at least 6 seconds have passed.
Okay.
Which would allow you to reuse your reaction. And Lorik Xena, you know that this is a technique that you just sort of got right last night in your studies. It's in a scroll in your pack.
Mm-hmm.
And retrieving it, Maeven, you notice that this is a very old manuscript. Many of your fellow students don't know this. This is a difficult technique to get right. And so I'm going to have Maeven, I'm going to have you roll an investigation check. And Lorik Xena, I would like you to roll a teaching check. Let's say a history check.
That's not great. Okay.
Said investigation.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad.
23.
18.
Okay. All right, so Maeven, you can tell that this technique is new to Lorik Xena too. Her teleport that she just did feels like one of the first times she's done this. And you know what Lorik Xena, you know what she's like when she's just learned a new move? She's like a toddler that finds a new sound. She just wants to do it over and over and over again. And Lorik Xena, you know that you need to be at least 60 feet away to connect. So you watch, Maeven, your friend, this drowish monk who you kind of grew up with, you watch as she takes several steps back and really creates some distance between the two of you. And this is going to give, you see Lorik Xena look at you and kind of give the hand wave, like, come on, do something from over there. And you got some stuff at your disposal you can do from a distance. So, Maeven, it is your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm having computer problems.
Yeah, aren't we all? I'm still not connected to frickin' Roll20.
I think that My internet's a little weird currently. Okay, fun times.
Yeah, that would be the move there, Baranor.
Lorzina.
Yep.
Who's
giving
this
you
bear?
the-
Who's this Baranor? Is he a new student?
I
Future
wonder
me
if,
has a story for you.
So she's opened up about 60 feet between you.
Yeah. Anything I have to be, I guess. I don't know. 5?
You could always throw something.
I could.
You have your
the only
searing
thing
sunburst.
Yeah, that's like the only thing from that distance that I can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll make sure that I'm out of the range of this thing, and I'm going to. I'm gonna need a con save.
What? Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, so it's a con save thing.
it is a con save.
Okay.
I'm going to say that you get advantage on this roll because this is something you can do as well.
Oh yeah, I have it too. Yeah. That'd be a 26.
I'm guessing that saves.
I'm sure that saves against Maeven's
sure it
level
does.
1. Yeah.
Jack. Yeah.
All right. So as you throw this radiant sunburst that you yourself are pretty new at using, Lorixina, you see this coming a mile away, and you use your reaction to close the distance instantly between you and Maeven. I need you to make an attack. This one's a straight roll. She's ready for this one.
All right. Yeah, she's ready for it. It's a 12.
That absolutely misses.
As Lorixina, in a flash of lightning, she pops out and into existence right next to you, enough that you're able to kind of gauge it. You, however, you were kind of watching what she was doing, to where as soon as she arrived, you skidded out of the way, but only just barely, and her foot, grabs one of the braids of your hair and pulls it free as she tries to kick you.
You're a quick study.
Have you ever known me not to be?
No.
She'll smile and wink at her a little bit.
As expected.
Maeven, the manuscript is at this moment unrolled and laid out against the trunk of the tree. I would like you to make, as you kind of look at it while you are kind of sparring with Lorixina, look at it and make an informed investigation. So this would be an advantage, as you're good at studying stuff.
I'm so smart and good at studying stuff. Dirty 20.
Yeah, so this maneuver, it starts off a little differently than you would approach it, and you almost feel like you could improve upon it, but then you think better of it to leave the ancient text alone and not put any hot sauce until you've tried it. So it starts with your back leg, and whoever wrote this may have been left-handed, so you have to kind of compensate for that. But you notice some similarities between this and another flying kick move that you've studied in the past. So, as you're kind of looking at it, Lorixina's pacing 60 feet away like a junkyard dog in anticipation. You feel like, all right, you see all the movements, let's give this a shot. So, at this range, Lorixina, you may make an attack from where you are, using whatever methods you have. And Maeven, I'm going to have you just roll a d20.
Okay.
And then roll an attack at disadvantage. So just a straight d20 roll.
Okay, straight. I cannot talk. Straight. Straight. A straight d20 roll.
I am back on roll 20, by the way.
Yay! It'll be 10. Solid straight out the middle. And then
A 10.
a 10. Yep.
Okay.
And then you said an attack roll.
Yeah. So hold on to that. Just hold on to that attack roll. Lorazina, what are you doing? From 60 feet away. Which I'm going to put you guys 60 feet apart.
This is kind of surreal, but 2 daggers appear in her hands.
Foreshadowing!
They're not spiritual daggers or anything like that. They're just normal daggers. They just appeared in her hands that
I hate when
fast.
she does that.
Uh-huh.
And she'll just one to them at her.
Okay. I would like you to make 2 attacks.
Yeah. First one's a nat 1.
Stab yourself in the foot.
For an 11. The second one is a 19 for a total of 29.
That would hit.
All right. So the first one, Maeven, your attempt to use your reaction to teleport and close the distance, it fails. You forgot to kind of go up on the ball of your right foot and push off the way that it says. So you kind of did the move way out of order for the beginning. Your teleport failed. You notice this in the nick of time, and you catch the first dagger in your hand, and then you remember, oh yeah, she's got 2, and the second one pierces you in your arm that's holding the first
Ow.
dagger.
What?
Right in there, yeah. You're still 30 feet away. I should say it's up to 60 feet. I forgot this
Are you
map is the
okay?
size that it is.
I'm fine.
Shall I throw them slower?
You know what?
So, Maeven, I will take another investigation check as you go back to inspect the document just a little closer.
Okay, let me see. That's a nat 20 for a 28. Look at me.
There you
go. All right.
My nat 20's on bullshit. Hey.
Nice. Okay. So, Lorazina, how do you retrieve your daggers? I would love to know that.
2 more of them appear in her hands.
Oh, shit.
How do you have a bandolier of daggers?
Your Baranor is showing. All right.
I just
Uh,
no, literally like her starting equipment. I did nothing different. Came with 5 daggers.
nice.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, I would like you to make 2 more attacks. And Maeven, I would like you to make a simple D20 roll at advantage.
Okay. That's good, because that was a 6. That's a 16. That's so much better.
16. All right. Lorazina, go ahead and throw your daggers.
First one's a nat 20 for 30. Second one is
Okay.
a 17 for 27.
Okay.
A nat 20,
I
a
was
30, and a 27. Lorazina, you watch as Maeven is still reviewing the manuscript. You decide to have a little fun, and you aim like just for the edge of her shoulder, and you bullseye. I mean, you toss these 2 daggers in rapid succession, one after another. You're pretty sure if one of them will hit, the other one will hit too. They're that close in their accuracy. And they hurl, and you're kind of laughing to yourself as they get closer and closer, realizing Maeven is not paying attention. She doesn't know that they're coming right for her. And Maeven, as you kind of are like, oh, I should have raised my heel here and spun around a little faster, you feel a presence in your space coming very quickly. Your elf ears perk up, and you spin around just in time to see both daggers twirling now mere feet from you, and you have just enough time. You stomp the ground, you twist your heel, you raise on the ball of your foot, and all of a sudden you feel all of your energy turn into electricity as your body shrinks and pops out, and you are right next to Lorixina. In fact, rocketing towards her, your leg extended in a kicking formation. I need you to make an attack.
Attack time. That'll be a 29.
That'll hit.
What?
That'll hit. Roll some damage. Lorixina, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Strength save, all right.
12.
12 points of bludgeoning to your chest.
14, by the way.
14. The DC was a 13. You are so lucky, by the way.
Slide off the mountain again.
You have a strange sensation of being in two places at once for a brief moment, and as you hear the two daggers impact on the stone pillar behind you in rapid succession, your foot rockets Lorixina off the cliff. Lorixina, you have already used your reaction. You feel yourself leave the earth and become one with the air, and you almost feel that the surf wind coming up the cliff would be enough to carry you aloft in glorious fashion. And then you remember physics exist, and you start to plummet, and you grab and scratch, and 10 feet down your fingers grasp the edge of the cliff rock, and you slide another foot until you catch. You look up and you see Maeven staring down at you. Maeven, you have learned the teleporting kick. And here you stand, Maeven. And you kind of watch her as she effortlessly catches herself and begins to climb up, a look of pride across her eyes. As you grasp her by the hand, pull her up eye to eye, and blink. And Maeven, you find yourself once again on the edge of the cliff, right where you were the last time you saw your friend here at the monastery.
Bittersweet it is.
You're not exactly sure how long you were standing here, but you find yourself remembering, oh yes, the teleporting kick. I can do that. I should probably do that more often. So just to give you this, it's real quick stats.
Yeah.
From a distance, a ranged attack hits you, or you wish to use your reaction. You need to use your reaction in either case. You can teleport instantly up to 60 feet and make an attack, just an unarmed strike. It doesn't count towards your attack action because it's you can't like add flurry of blows to it or any of that. It's just one kick that you can do, but you can teleport to a space that you can see. You have to be able to see it because you're traversing through the ethereal plane. And that's not like once a day. You can just do that now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you have to sacrifice your reaction, but that's something that you can do. You hear about 60 feet behind you a familiar stomp. So, short rind. Feel like scrapping yet? And you hear her pick up what looks like a training spear,
Oh, good.
twirl it a couple of times, and she's hurling it right at you.
Okay, well, love that.
For a 21.
That will hit.
Yeah, so what do you want to do?
I guess I'll try my new super cool kick move.
All right. Go ahead and use your reaction and make an attack.
That'll be 30.
30, yeah. as you hear the sound of her readying attack, you could, if anyone is around you, they would hear the sound of your eyes rolling as Akiva hurls this is just a wooden training spear. But as much as you've tried to avoid confrontation with this bitch, you really don't want to get hit in the back of the head with a spear. She's a pretty good shot. And so you back up and you spin around on your heel and you rocket off the ball of your foot and you enter briefly the ethereal realm where you see kind of a weird, wispy Lord of the Rings putting the ring on your finger and instantly teleport into her space and kick her dead in her chest, knocking Akiva the oak off her feet and onto her back. Boosh! She lands with a thud. It rocks the entire mountain almost. And she kind of coughs out as she loses her breath. Her massive shoulder muscles and biceps thump and bounce off the ground as she lays flat on her back, gasping for breath. She sits up on her side slowly. Everyone kind of stops what they're doing. If there was music playing, the record would scratch to silence as everyone turns their attention in this direction. And Akiva slowly coughs. Slowly stands from one knee to her feet. Stays hunched over for like half a second longer than you'd think she would. Straightens herself up, towering over you. She stomps and gets right up to you, nave to nips. Looks down at you, crosses her massive arms, almost obstructing her face, and just kind of gives a snort of pride. I knew you had it in you, girl. Nice one. Good kick. Next time, maybe aim for the head, eh? And she's going to slap you on the back in a camaraderie way, and she's going to almost drop you to your knees, just with this huge, heavy smack on the back. I knew you had it in ya, girl.
Oh.
And she's going to turn around and stomp away.
Oh, that's new.
It's about that time you hear a familiar voice. Well, just making friends everywhere, ain't you?
It was as unexpected to me as it was to you, I can assure you that.
Kervish kind of reaches out to grasp your hand.
She'll take it, obviously.
He pulls you close, but not like pulls you. He just kind of brings you close to him, looks down in your eyes and says, "You're just full of surprises, aren't you, girl?" And he's going to kind of twirl your hair nearest your ear around his dragon claw.
You should know that by now.
What you should know is about this time, the dining hall is going to be getting filled with monks and servants of Pelor, and you're pretty sure that they are cooking roast, some kind of roast animal. You've smelled it since you arrived.
Yeah.
And while you're not a huge fan of the meats that they make here, you do know that there is a particular tuber vegetable that grows around here that the chef always cooks when this meal is being prepped, and you just feel yourself salivating.
Yes.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Iona, as you descend the steps and rejoin the party, you see Baranor approaching with Luna in tow, and one of the monks behind you that had accompanied you all up the mountain whispers in your ear, "Well, I think it's safe for me to come out now. What do you think?"
I think you can get away with it.
And the two of you hear sort of a lighter stomping sound as Shard, the white dragonborn dressed in huge. He's got this great big golden mantle and a long cape that goes along with his white and yellow monk's robe. And he just kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, Iona, and says, "Please, you should join us." And he kind of turns and looks at the monk. And you see he has these sapphire eyes. And I don't mean that they're the color of sapphires. It looks like a pair of jewels in his head. And they watch as they kind of spin like a pair of binoculars around in their sockets slightly, and they slightly glow. And he says, "Both of you, feel free to be who you are, friend." And the monk kind of looks up at him and looks at you, and his eyes go from brown to gold. And he just kind of shivers a little. And you see for a brief moment there's a transition from the kind of pale tan skin of a Asian descent human shift, and his skin goes white for a moment, and his eyes change from gold to just blank white, and his nose sort of flattens and disappears, and his mouth kind of retreats into almost like a slit, and his hair briefly flakes white and then shifts into dark skin, gold eyes, swept back black hair into a ponytail, goatee, daunt. All right. Well, I didn't know you folks, and wasn't sure I could trust you, but there we are, and it's good to be myself again. What's for dinner? And Shard just kind of like belly laughs in the air. Roast beast, of course. And he's going to slap Daunt on the shoulder and kind of turn and make his way as you all kind of follow the crowd as you hear this melodic gong sound being rung, and the dinner bell is effectively being rung for you all. Koza.
Yes.
The sparrow known as Koza. Your tiny, tiny little sparrow belly does just the tiniest little gurgle of a rumble. And as you're soaring over the trees, dodging hawks for sure, you hear a distant gong.
Well, I know that means something's going on, so I'm gonna take that as a sign to head back.
And back you go. Give me a perception check as a sparrow, right? Or do you keep yours? I don't remember which one it is.
Well, I think I keep all of my all of my mental stats, but I think everything else gets turned into a sparrow. Hang on.
Well, give me a perception check. As you're flying towards the monastery, you hear something.
Alright, I get a plus... Ooh, I get a +3 to perception. So that's... Okay. Ooh, 19.
19. You hear something below. You pass overhead and hear it. It's a localized sound. It's somewhere specifically below you. You're about maybe a 2 to 3 hour walk away from the monastery, but for you, you could get there in a matter of minutes. You hear the briefest sound of a young woman screaming.
Uh-oh.
And it's pretty it sounds pretty desperate. And you fly over it, and you're like, oh, that's... Like, you can tell where it was coming from. Like, it was right down there. You can see where it was coming from as you head towards the monastery.
I will carefully go investigate.
Okay. Make a survival check.
Oh, boy. Let's see. It's a +1. Okay, so 17.
17. You flit down to the treetops, and you can see something parting the foliage beneath you. And she's making that noise. Whoever this she is making that noise, but you can't see who it is. And with a little more moving around the woods between the branches, you have a natural stealth as a sparrow. The whole forest thinks you're a sparrow, so it's not like something's looking at you, except for maybe an owl or something. You turn a corner, and whatever it was kind of dipped between two boulders, and you now don't hear any movement or anything. And with a 16 survival, you're without getting closer, you're pretty sure that it's either there or it was dragged into a lair of some kind. You imagine that's probably what's going on here. But it sounded like some girl being, forcibly removed from the area against her will. But you don't see a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, your spidey sense is up for sure.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna go back and keep an eye out for more spooky shit like that happening.
Okay. It's about this time where you do hear something familiar beneath you. As you race back to the monastery, you see the top of Baranor's head. With Luna in tow, the two of them are racing through the forest. And you watch him approach the gate as you fly towards the monastery, negotiate the pass, be allowed in as you fly over the courtyard where all are starting to gather and move into the monastery as one big kind of ant colony. You see the tops of everyone's heads as you hear that gong again. Gong.
Well, I'm gonna follow Baranor because he seems to know what is up.
Yeah, he's running like his ass is on fire. Until you all kind of meet back up at the kind of floor level of the Taliesin Monastery. Baranor, you reach the group. Krivish just kind of approaches you and gives you his forearm in greeting. Everyone seems to be moving towards the dining hall. Krivish just kind of looks at all of you and is like, well, what y'all up to?
Interesting things out there in the woods.
Really? Like what?
Maeven's here, right?
Everybody's
yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in the thing.
Is there anyone missing?
Anyone missing? No, Yuno's descended from his
I'm
library.
No. It's just like from the monastery. Is anybody missing?
Yeah, is anyone missing?
Oh, okay.
Look at
let's see.
A woman, perhaps?
Shard is going to make a perception check as he kind of count. Shard's just going to kind of look around and be like, no, I think we have everyone accounted for. Is anyone missing? And he kind of looks up and down the table, and everyone just kind of looks around and is like, no, I don't think so. And Akiva just kind of stomps her way through, and she has this massive, it's like a serving dish bowl where you'd put like a huge amount of food for everyone to grab. She's got that under her arm and with this big serving spoon, and she just kind of plops down on the table, sets her bowl down, and starts kind of spooning huge lumps of this roast meat stew that everyone's beginning to eat. Everyone's here. Why? You got someone you're looking for?
No, I was out in the woods, came across a boar that was tracking it, and then suddenly I heard a woman screaming, and I followed the sound to a cave.
Yeah, the monks kind of look at each other and look at you, and I don't know. They don't seem to recognize this description. And Akiva's just kind of got, her right cheek filled with potatoes and meat, and she's like, "Okay, so who be in the cave? You find a girl?"
I didn't go in the cave. Didn't know if there was any kind of local legend around about such a thing,
Daunt is going.
Check?
A mythos check? Yeah. You can make a mythos check. Roll history.
Hey, you said you wanted something other than history, so I'm just coming up with ideas.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. We should have a mythos check.
I like the mythos check. There we go. Sorry,
I feel like it should be wisdom based.
I agree with that.
Of course, you would agree with that. That'd be a solid 24.
You grew up here. You've spent the better part of 100 years in this monastery. You've never heard of a monster in a cave or a screaming woman like a ghost. For the most part, you do know that this mountain, it's a mountain. There are caves, not all over the place. It's not a Swiss cheese network, but you know that there are natural caves in the landscape. It's a big mountain. There's lots of room for different geographical artifacts. So, but you've never heard of anything dwelling in a cave. There's no story like stay off the east side of the mountain or whatever. There's a something or other. You never heard anything like that. Okay. Nope. This is new.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Are we gonna go now? Like, how many potatoes can I put in? I'm just saying.
I searched the entrance to that cave. There were no footprints, no drag marks, nothing.
Just a woman screaming in a cave. This sounds like some shit we would get into.
And the sound of the screaming changed direction on me at least once.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
You see Kravish slowly pulling his mandolin out. This sounds like something for the crown collectors.
Not an idea for a song.
Yeah, you see Daunt puts his spoon down and starts cracking his knuckles and says, "See, this is why I came back."
I was going to go into the cave, but I had someone wiser than me with me, thankfully.
Thank you, Luna. We love you.
She's got her back to you. She's got her back to you with the pups out, and you just see her tail like pop up and then pop down. Well, mysterious screaming voice in a cave. We got some time to kill. Our boat don't arrive till the morning after next. Let's say we get some sleep, maybe get up a little early and go check it out.
I like it.
I mean, that's assuming that there isn't actually a woman in there.
Well, if there's a woman in there, we'll be the big heroes. And if it's a terrible monster, well, we will have rid this area of a hateful beast. In fine crown collector faction.
Has Koza joined us yet?
Oh yeah, Koza's with y'all.
Okay. Yeah, I've been here.
Okay. Would you like to add to this conversation?
Just because you heard it too. That's what
I agree with Kravish. Let's go deal with it. That's kind of what I was thinking when I heard it.
Koza's great. He's just goes with the crowd. He's got 2 brain cells, and they're both fighting for 3rd place.
Why didn't you speak up when I was describing the thing?
And that was a 0.
Oh my god.
I love Koza. He's one of my favorite characters of all time.
All right. So, I guess the plan is eat, go to sleep, and then check it out in the morning.
Sounds like a plan to me, folks.
All right.
Koza,
Yeah.
as you kind of all make plans at the table here, you can smell, and you all, by the way, can smell something in the air. It's a fermented smell, very pleasing, a sweet and tart smell that you've only smelled in a few more of the seedier establishments you've been to. And what you see, Koza, sit right in front of you is this person.
Whoa.
A rotund, short. He's probably maybe 6 feet tall, so that's short to you. As you tower over pretty much everybody, you take up 3. You're sitting on a bench, by the way. You're not sitting on a stool. And this equally wide, but slightly shorter, gopher-like humanoid. We'll call him the Gopher Folk. Resplendent in beautiful Pelorian robes, sits in front of you, and he just kind of looks at you and says, "So, you're the adventurers we got staying with us, buddy?"
Yes, we are.
And
Who might you be?
my name's Russet, and I specialize in something adventurers love to do, and that's mead. Drinking mead. And he's gonna he's gonna like raise his hand, and a couple of monks are gonna wheel over this huge barrel on like a cart. And he says, and I was wondering if you traveling adventurers would like to taste and savor the sweet flavor of honey wine mead. And he's gonna take this spigot on the front of this huge barrel and just dump it into this tankard the size of a trash can. And he's gonna take it and he's gonna down it in 2 gulps and slam it on the table. And he's gonna say, "What do you say, big fella? Ever tasted mead before?"
Well, I gotta say I'm intrigued.
You just hear
Sure, pour me a
Maeven from
glass.
across the room. Be careful.
Oh, don't worry, I will be.
And what'd you say to Kravish?
I didn't say anything to Kravish.
Oh, I thought you said something to Kravish.
I said, screw it, pour me a glass.
And he goes, "All right, hand me your tankard." And as you go to reach for one of the wooden tankards on the table, you all hear this sliding metal chalice slap into your hand. It's rather small for your grip, but it's a brilliantly polished steel tankard. And you look at Kravish, and he looks at you, and you can tell he slid it at you. He just gives you a wink. He goes, "There you go,
Okay.
buddy. There's your tankard."
I'm going to pour the mead that he just gave me into the tankard that Kravish just gave me and drink from that.
All right. Let's look at what it does. Okay. So I need you to make a con save at advantage as he fills this pint glass with mead.
Advantage. Oh, come on. What the fuck?
All right. So Your
the
first.
fuck is that?
What did I
Your
tell
first-
you?
That's right. I forgot. It's Koza rolling.
God damn it!
You need an exorcism on the computer.
For real.
You need to just start rolling regular dice, so at least then you can put them in dice jail. Like,
With your 5, the first sip of mead, and buddy, this shit's strong. You kind of, it hits the back of your throat, and you're like, holy shit, it burns. You would expect mead to have the kind of alcohol content of like maybe like a strong wine, but this is like straight liquor almost. And you watch this gopher folk guy, this brother Russet, kind of just tank this freaking pint of ale or mead or whatever, like it's nothing, and you're just like, oh no. And he downs another one right after you. I'll have him roll. He got a natural 18. And he instantly grabs hold of your tankard and says, it tickles the balls, doesn't it, buddy? And he's gonna fill your tankard again.
Wine.
He's gonna fill your tankard again and slam it right down in front of you.
I feel like I've learned my lesson.
At this moment, Daunt is gonna swipe the tankard out of your hand and kind of look at it and say, I'll have a little bit of that, and he's going to down it in 2 or 3 gulps, and you see his gold eyes instantly fill with tears as he's like, I'll have him make a con check at advantage. One was a 2, but the other one was a 17. And you watch as Daunt kind of like holds it in his full cheeks for like a good 5 seconds, and you can see just tears rolling down the corners of his eyes. Iona, he's sitting immediately across from you. You watch Daunt just kind of like purse his lips and slowly in 2 more gulps, gulp, muscle this down. And he looks at the tankard, and you see him like his eyes widen and his cheeks bulge for a moment, and then he swallows it, and he looks at you, Iona, and he just kind of gives you a look like, that was really good. I'll have another one, please. And the gopher folk takes the tankard, and you see Kravish. Maeven, you catch this first. He very carefully pulls out a slightly darker steel tankard, and you watch him. He kind of gives you a look of like, move your hands real quick.
Yeah, she'll do whatever he wants.
And as you make room, he slides this tankard down the table, and it lands right in front of Akiva. He's like, hey, Kiva, what do you say you try some? Akiva grabs hold of this tiny little tankard in her hand, and it looks like she's about to try to crush it. And she says, why not? Hit me with it, brother Russell. And he grabs this. It's like, it almost looks exactly like the tankard that Daunt is drinking out of, that Koza got. It's just slightly darker. The handle is maybe a little different. And he kind of looks at it and he's like, all right, here you go, Akiva. And he fills it up and slides it down towards her. She grabs it and she freaking houses this thing in like it's a shot glass. And she has excellent con, but not that great. You see her cheeks bulge immediately. Her eyes widen. She looks at the tankard. She slowly drinks it and just goes, oh. And you see Brother Russell kind of look at it. Well, you knew what it was. And all of you watch as Akiva stands to her feet, wobbles for a moment, which is very uncharacteristic. Maeven, you've watched her drink. She could drink everybody here under the table.
Without
and she slams the tankard down and immediately projectile vomits across the room so hard that it strikes a ceiling chandelier and puts it all out.
Okay.
And the vomit rains down on the table across from you. Everyone screams, gets up from their table, and you see Akiva just kind of roll her eyes at the back of her head, and she falls backwards. Boosh!
She's gonna look
Unconscious.
directly at Kravish and say, I have never loved you more in my entire life than I do right now.
He just kind of runs his claw around the brim of his hat and gives it a flick and gives you a little wink. And that is where we're going to take a little break.
Sounds good.
Oh. I think Corey would have approved.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I hope he listens to this and is like perfect timing.
Yeah, so, all right, we'll call it 4:05. So we will all meet back here in 15 minutes. We'll call that 4:20 Eastern Standard Time. And we'll pick back up after you guys go to bed. We'll say that we'll see if anybody wants to do anything nighty-night. But it's a monastery. They're not going to party hardy. It's not going to be a night of frivolity. So we'll see you guys in 15, though, okay?
Okay,
All right.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. All right.
Maybe Joe, you can answer this.
Why not?
We're trying to determine what the basic formula for save DCs are.
Yeah.
The basic formula for save DCs? Well, it would be you got to choose the base ability. Are you talking about a mythos check?
No. For the Searing Sunburst attack, it says
you would need a save DC. Well, it would be what does your power come from for that? Is it it's your dex based, right? So I would say it'd be 8 plus your dex plus your proficiency, and that's your save DC.
Okay.
What the fuck is
So that was the formula we were looking for. 'Cause
Yeah.
nowhere on the move page does it say that.
And it should. There's so many things. We're in late 5e right now. You'd think that they would nail down some shit, but there's still times where you and I argue over rules because it's not clear, and it's like I don't want to cheat, but there's times where it's like, look, I need this rule or else my enemy sucks, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like stunning strike. What does it say for your stunning strike?
It's a con save, I think, or I think it's a con save, and you can make a save at the end of every turn.
Okay,
so I was asking what
the Searing Sunburst is also a con save,
right?
But it doesn't tell you what the save is for that.
Right? Yeah. So, I guess maybe look in the monk rules about your your spell save DCs or your save DCs, stuff like that.
That's what we're looking at, and it literally says it tells you to do the save. It doesn't tell you how to
what save.
So
I would always say anybody who has a save against their abilities, these are abilities that are natural to them or they've studied for them, like a wizard, their spell save DC is intelligent based. So you're dex based. I would use your dex modifier, and since you're proficient in whatever it is you're doing, you get that. And then it's always 8 plus. Like, I don't know how they arrive at 8. Maybe 8 is a fair base number.
Okay, I'm trying to figure this out though. All right, Steph, what is your stunning strike?
I got you. Stunning strike DC is 16.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Yeah, but I think that's what is that? 4
so that'd be
plus
8.
8 plus 8 is the proficiency bonus 4 right now. I don't know.
5.
It's 5. Okay.
At level 15. Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 5 and then it's 3. I don't know how my wisdom modifier is 3. if you're using that.
Is your con modifier 3?
My con modifier is 4.
Okay. So that would be 17, though.
Yeah, but it's not. It's
So it's
using my wisdom modifier. It's not using my.
That's weird.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
have solid stats across the board. Okay.
Right, but there's
All of your
there's-
attacks too are 1d8,
What?
which I think you know
Mine
that.
says-
All of your attack
says-
damage is 1d8.
That's
it's a
1d10
D10.
right now.
Oh, that's not till 17.
It literally has it at 1d10
Yeah.
on
Oh, wow.
on my thing.
Maybe
I will
this is
look it up.
old. No, this
Look
is
it up.
probably old.
Monks. Attack die. At level 17, it goes to 1d12.
Whoa! They really
Yeah.
buffed you guys.
Yeah, the monk
Yeah.
got a fucking
Reboot.
great fucking revamp.
Is that as of
Stop
the new
being
edition?
jealous. Yeah.
Rangers just got Tasha's.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Jack.
Hey, you got a cool ranger. Don't worry. So,
I
all right. Okay. Let's get
Okay.
to it.
Okay.
The evening progresses. Everyone gets their fill of a delicious, savory. Like this chef is like really good at like beef gravy. Okay, it's the kind where you're like, I'll go to that restaurant just to get that gravy and something. It's that good. Everybody has advantage on wisdom checks for 24 hours.
Yay.
It's not quite Hero's Feast, but this is just a really good savory meal. You watch Kravish like trying to fill a horn with it and capping it, saving it for later. And he's making Tupperware out of like Viking horns. So he's gonna save 3 rations of this stew in his pocket. Corey, you're welcome.
Pocket stew.
I'll-
Pocket bacon.
I'll remember.
Yeah.
I'll remember that. I'll remember that for next session, or at least he will. And it's body warming, this stew. Like you eat it and it hits the tips of your toes, the tips of your fingers, the lobes of your ears, warming as it fills you up with nourishment. This beautiful, this wonderful stew. It's got like cooked ale in it. It's just probably the best stew you've ever had, any of you, and y'all have had some stew, let me tell you what. And eventually, one by one, the brothers and sisters, they get up, they bid you all good night, toddle off to their quarters, where they're probably going to do like 4 more hours of chores, you're sure. And Daunt just sort of stands to his feet. He gives you all a gentle bow, and he bids you all good night. Doesn't say much, hope tomorrow's task goes well. Sleep well, all of you. And he's gonna turn, and as he turns, he's going to kind of squeeze Iona's elbow a little as he passes, and he's going to throw you a wink as he walks. We will
I
start
absorb the
with.
wink and
Yep,
acknowledge.
Sorry, yeah. He kind of catches your gaze one last time as he, is walking away. He's kind of, I don't want to say glowing, but he might be glowing. As he is a changeling, you all know he can do pretty much anything he wants with his appearance, and you see him radiate a little. Dimly, not enough to draw attention to himself, Iona, but as he winks, you notice this spark in the iris of his eyes as he kind of curls his mouth into a side grin and turns away, grabs what looks like an aged apple off of a cart of tarts and just sort of bites into it as he kind of clicks his heels and skips up the steps. Koza, I'll say that you feel nice and warm and tired right now.
Yeah.
Wow. what a shock that shot of mead was for you. Although you kept your dinner intact, there was no spillage as with Akiva, but you're kind of done.
Yeah.
You have, by the way, the happiest of bellies right now.
Good.
Yes, a warm, tumbly feeling. Not quite a brick in the belly, but a definite increase in poundage. You feel a food coma a-comin'.
Yeah, Koza's going to stumble to where he will sleep tonight.
Yep. They push together 3 beds. No joke, for Koza, 2 for Kravish. But Koza, you slip into bed and are just sort of administered with 4 or 5 thick, like buffalo skin blankets. Right? Like everybody, Koza becomes a fort. You know? And just the draping of these thick, beastie-looking, furry hides over him, you're pretty sure that he'd be home base for a just whole battalion of children.
Cool.
Iona, your bowl and spoon and all that and dinner glass are taken. You find yourself kind of alone at the table. There's like 5 or 6 monks sporadically around the place, still kind of sipping on stuff, but...
Okay. So if I'm sort of, got a moment, I may actually try to sort of get Maeven alone. To have
Wouldn't be too hard. Yeah, it wouldn't be too hard.
We'll say that Maeven and Kravish are sort of like chit-chatting as the dinner service is being cleared. Kravish is posting up his mandolin. He's adjusting Anthem's edge on his hip. He's kind of stretching his back, cracking his neck a little bit. And all of a sudden, Kravish stands upright, and his eyes go blank with a slight silver glow. Right before you, Maeven, you see this. Now, you've seen this before. This is not scary. Kravish is currently receiving a message.
Message.
And all of a sudden he blinks and his eyes go back gold. And he just looks right at you, Maeven. You're right in front of him and he goes, hey, you good?
You need to go respond to the message.
Yeah, well, it's Mom. And no real news yet, but she wanted to chit chat and catch up.
I'll go find you in a minute. Don't worry about it.
He plants a kiss on your cheek. His particular like lizard musk just sort of hits you a little, and it's enough to do whatever that smell does to Maeven. That's between y'all. And he gives you a hug, and he squeezes your shoulder with his claws for just a half a second longer, and grabs your hand as he walks away and squeezes your hand, and then he kind of toddles off, and you see him put his instruments away and actually start kind of like he's like kind of putting his hands out like all right. He looks like he's thinking, and he's gonna pace away.
Mm-hmm. I see Iona walking up to me.
Yeah, Iona is just going to sort of approach, and she will ask you if there's a place that we can talk where we won't be overheard.
Oh, yeah. Until, like, at this time, everybody's about going to bed. So she'll take her over to, like, just a really secluded kind of place. We'll even, like, go outside and watch, like, the sunset or something. Everybody's
You
inside.
mean like under the cherry tree?
Under the cherry tree. Nobody's out. Nobody's training right now, so.
No, it's getting dark.
Everybody's heading to bed, so we'll go out there and.
At this time of night, the cherry blossom tree is raining now a curtain of cherry petals around both of you that are lit up because there is a large torch under this tree canopy. So it's kind of like there's this curtain behind you of petals that you are keeping you lit, and you're going to go around the trunk a little bit, and you guys can be in the dark if you wanted to. I'm not even going to make you roll stealth. You both pass your passive stealth check.
Yeah, Iona is just going to sort of, because she's been weighing up what may have been said and that sort of thing, and she sort of has done weighing that up. And so she looks very plainly at Maeven, and she says, I need to know how much Kravish has told you.
About what exactly?
About me.
Not a whole lot. But, they trust you, and so I do. She'll just smile. She's being very earnest. Yeah.
Okay. Iona absorbs this earnestness, which she's getting a bit more used to with the Crown characters, but it's something that she was without for a very long time. And then she's sort of... Iona had her holy symbol out when you first met. In that brief flash when she cast heal on you, it was out. By the time the fight was over, she had tucked it back under her shirt, and it's not been out since. But because we're out here, no one can see us. She pulls out, pulls on the sort of gold chain around her neck. There are actually two, but she is selecting one, and you see this symbol, this triangle. It looks like a very well-made holy symbol. This is not, your basic, it'll do the job. This is, the gold is real gold. The purple enamel of it is, very well done. And it's these 3 gold teardrops on a purple background. And she asks, do you know what this is?
Mr. DM, sir, would I have some kind of knowledge about that? I am proficient in both history and religion.
Yeah, that would be a religion check for you.
Okay.
As you skim through the memory paradise, or palace, the memory palace, looking for triangular religious iconography.
14.
Say again? 14. And if I'm not trying to, not mistaken, I think I have that. There we go. Yeah. 14. Not a great roll, Maeven.
I know. I rolled really low.
Not a great roll, sorry to say. No, I would say that's not a great roll. You have not heard of Talona. You don't know of the Poison Lady. This symbol, it seems foreign to you. I'll say this: a 14's enough to know this is an Eastern religion, eastern side of the continent. You're not super savvy about the East.
I don't know a whole lot about it.
So,
yeah.
Okay, in that case, Iona's going to take a moment and she's going to look sort of around. She's going to say, Maeven, how old were you when you joined this monastery?
Earth? I was left here right after I was born.
I was born into mine.
So we have some kind of understanding. Yeah. Okay. Listening.
My father was a high priest of Talona, who is goddess of poison. Most Talontar never attempt to have children because when you put enough poison into a body, making life is a very bad idea. The only thing stupider than my parents deliberately trying to have children was the fact that it came as a surprise that my mother didn't survive.
Okay. Yeah.
Eventually, and she looks at Maeven, sort of hoping that she'll believe this next bit, especially since she's running with the crown collectors now. Eventually, myself and my twin, Levin, developed our moral code, which wasn't quite what it was meant to be from initiates of the Talentar, but we kept it hidden for the sake of our own survival, and for the sake of our survival, we rose through the ranks. And then, as our aunt, who succeeded as high priestess after our father, when we were born, he did not take the death of his wife well, so he just left. So my aunt became high priestess, and she did not like two up-and-coming young male agents of the religion who were the children of the most popular high priest in living memory. So we sought to leave. As we left, we were attacked, and an illusion led me to believe that my brother had been killed.
But he wasn't.
No, I did not find that out until the Needle, when I was with the Crown Collectors, and he was there, alive. My aunt was also there, leading the Walking Rot, and I killed her. But in the process of the fight, Pelona denied a spell I had cast. That had never happened before. I had always made sure I was a model priestess. I made sure I was beyond reproach. And though I still pray to her for power, I have not cast that spell again.
Are you worried she'll deny you again?
I have no reason to believe that she would grant it to me again. So I don't try. And then she just looks at, she's just looking and looking and looking at Maeven. And then she says, I tell you this because we are going to be working together, and it would be foolish to conceal it for long.
I understand. I'm not much for lies of omission myself. I'm not very good at it. Have they told you about Shekis, the dragon that we fought?
I know that you fought her. I know the Crown Collectors defeated her.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
So
describe a horrible event in a terrible way in one sentence.
Yeah. So before Shekis revealed herself, she came into Kravish and I's room and murdered him while he was asleep. I came in and saw it, and it absolutely broke me. I was then kidnapped by her cultists and added to her horde. It took a very long time to pull myself out of that. And I say this to say that, well, my faith is not based in, doesn't give me divine magic or anything. I do understand feeling that disconnect from what was, up until that point, the most valuable thing to me. They were able to pull me back, and it took months, almost a full year, for me to be able to be myself again. And not just fly off the handle at every given opportunity. It was a hard fight. What's it like having your brother back? It has to be amazing. And she just smiles the biggest smile.
But I catch myself wondering how I could ever have fallen for it. He was the one person who had always been with me, and I wonder how I couldn't have known that it was a lie, that he was alive, that he was being held, that he needed me. And then Iona's going to cast Dancing Lights, which she doesn't do very often, but there's a little bit of a drow heritage coming through there, and she, with these sort of full purple lights, and then she just makes them fly up into the tree, and they light up the blossom so you can see it falling down. And she looks up, and she looks around, and she says, I had to tell you, in another life I would never have come here, I would never have seen this place. Else I would have come here. My brother and I would have killed our aunt, we would have succeeded as high priest and high priestess, and the only reason that we would have come to a place like this would be to burn it. Poison the earth, poison the water, poison the air. I prefer seeing it like this.
It is beautiful, isn't it? Something I've learned with traveling with crown collectors is that I thought that this was going to be my life, that I was going to be here and I was going to continue on and train the next generations of Pelorian monks, and we're going to live happily ever after. But I've learned that the only one in control of my fate is me. Same is true with you. The path that was set out before us has changed and turned and twisted into something else. There's so much beauty in it. There's so much happiness in it. I don't want to turn out to have just to be like why can't I remember her name? Akiva. I don't want to be like Akiva, whose sole devotion to the world and to everything in it is guarding this place. While it is beautiful and it is necessary and wonderful, that's not the path that I want anymore. So, I'm traveling with my family, and it's been great. It's been hard. It's been terrible. It's been traumatizing. But it's also been great.
I thought I was going to have to do it all on my own. And I was not alone for nearly as long as I thought I would be.
Yeah. If you don't mind, can I ask how old you are?
Elf to elf.
Elf to elf. Ask how old you are.
Elf to elf. You're about to realize that Iona is actually kind of, an adult, but young, certainly younger than she necessarily comes off, because she just looks at you and says, 2 years away from being 40.
Ooh. Wow.
A sweet summer child.
You have so much life left to live. It's gonna be great. Have you stopped dreaming? Or do you have your memories yet when you go into your trance?
I still dream.
Yeah. I miss it sometimes. The dreaming. Just gotta fill it with better memories to work through, I guess. God, those lights are beautiful. I always thought this place was my home. And, well, it may be my hometown. It's probably not my stopping point.
I haven't found a stopping point yet. Maybe one day.
It can be hard, can it? There's so much to see.
I used to dread the end of the dreams, because then I would just be stuck with memories. But it's not quite as much of an awful part of the future as I thought it would be now.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
The wind catches the curtain of petals and sweeps it clear just for an instant, and you each get, like, you know, as it is with wind, get a mouthful of petals. It's enough to break up the silence between you, and you know, the night starts to creep in on both of you. Your elbows feel creaky and tired. My only question is where the two of you go from here. Koz is toddled off to his large bed. Dawn's gone upstairs. Kravish has gone upstairs somewhere.
I'll probably just go find Kravish.
Yeah, Kravish is sitting with his back to, like, he's sitting in an alcove. You see that his eyes are glowing under his eyelids. He's got his hat kind of down, kind of like Indiana Jones sleeping on an airplane, but you can see his face, and you can also see him, like, nodding to the left occasionally, and, you know, maybe giving, like, a, you know, sort of a head movement expression of, like, you do if it's like, good point. So he's having some kind of conversation. He's not more than, you know, 3 doors down from where y'all are staying.
I'll just wait until he's done. I'm just gonna wait for him. Make sure he's okay.
Okay. That's when you feel a little knock on your elbow as a smell of vanilla and ginger behind you. Tash just sort of posts up behind you and kind of assumes the exact same pose that you have, which is like your arms folded and your ankle folded, leaning against the wall. She kind of mimics you, and she kind of leans into you and says, "Well, sugar, got yourself a real loyal one there."
Didn't I?
I tried my best, and she kind of twirls. She twirls around you, kind of orbits you as she kind of flirts her eyelashes at you, like, you know, she does with other people. But that then feller there, he's a goddamn oak. And she just kind of like leans on your shoulder and folds her hands over your shoulder and looks at him all dreamy-eyed, bats his eyelashes at him and says, "One lucky girl."
Hey, it had to happen eventually, right? Me being lucky.
And she kind of looks at you and kind of looks at Kravish and says, "Yeah, honey, you're lucky. I'm just talented." And she kind of does a little twirl, ballet twirl around away from you, and just kind of whistles over her shoulder. "See y'all in the morning now." And she's going to disappear around the corner. Iona, where are you going?
Oh, I'm going to bed. I've had my talk with Maeven. We've cleared the air. I am going to bed. I am going to reverie. I'm just. That is me. That is me done.
On your way to your room, you just give me a quick, because it's fun, quick dex save.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Do it.
That's a relaxing.
Ooh, 18. Easy. Yeah, you kind of catch your ankle under what definitely feels like someone's leg. You turn, you spin, and you hop over this person who is sitting in the hall. He looks like kind of a heavy dwarf in Pelorian robes. He's got a long kind of grayish brown beard, full head of hair, and he is passed out. There's a tankard of ale in his loose grip, and he is like slumped on his shoulder. He's a little bit of drool coming out of his lips, and he looks like he weighs about 485 pounds. Just saying. And he's about 3 feet from your door, but you see him and you kind of stumble over him. You don't seem to have woken him.
Okay, I'm alright then. I'm going to bed.
The morning comes without incident. Those of you who dream, dreams of fields, of running, of chasing, but nothing consequential. Breakfast is found, but you all rise rather early. Kravish steps out of his room with Maeven behind him. The two of you look very refreshed. I'm going to say Kravish definitely is wearing cave gear of some kind. We got to think of what Corey needs to commit to wearing for the next session.
Does he have a spelunking outfit?
I don't know. I would love to know what he would assume he would be wearing on a spelunking trip. He's definitely going to use the local blacksmith, and he's going to schlep over there, and I'll just have to remind him to drop, 5 gold on pitons, an extra rope, and some harness gear. So I'm going to say Kravish is putting on a cave diving harness or something. Well, folks, and he's going to gather all of you around him at the kind of common area before you go out to the main kind of hall, the main entrance hall to the monastery. Kravish is going to draw Anthem's edge slowly, and not raise it over his head, but just sort of put the tip down in front of him and lean on it a little and say, here we go into some other new bad idea, ill-advised, uncertain danger, and uncertain threat during a time when we really should be laying low and conserving our strength. I feel right at home. How about y'all?
Same.
We're ready to go.
The hike down. Does anybody want to do anything as you do exit the grounds and see the open wilds of the forest before you? Is there anything anybody wants to prepare or ready? Or I'm going to have Yuno's definitely going to cast an alarm spell to put up his ward. You're going to see him kind of prepare a couple of movements with some firebolt and things like that as you hike down this mountain. Is there anybody else wants to do anything in particular? I think Kravish is probably going to get his wings ready if he needs to as well. And shit, what else can Kravish do? He can do stuff like in anticipation. It's been a whole day. He can enhance ability on somebody. Right? How long does that last? Anybody else? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Before we stepped off and before we Baranor's going to unattune to the gardener's bow and attune to the cloak of elvenkind.
Are you still going to use the bow?
Maybe.
Okay, so because if you want to shoot something, you just treat it as a longbow
Yeah.
or a short bow. I think it's a short bow.
I have it as a longbow. I think.
Okay, there you go.
I thought it was a +1, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's a +1. Oh, it's a magical weapon, so it probably needs to be tuned before I get the +1. Okay.
Oh yeah. It just is short. It's just a longbow for you, if you ever wanted to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So, he also gets to bestow temporary hit points with this, which is something I don't know if he's ever said he can do. Right? It says it also gains 2d. I'm reading enhanced ability. It also gains 2d6 temporary hit points.
I don't think he's ever enhanced anybody.
Enhanced ability? He does it all the time.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe on himself. I don't know.
No, he does it for you guys.
Okay. No, he's never hit points.
Okay, I guess it all has to do if he did it on if Bear's endurance. There's different things you can do during enhanced ability.
Yeah, I know what enhanced ability does. He's
gonna look over at Maeven, and Maeven, as you guys descend down the hill, he's got his little. I like to think of it as like a climbing lederhosen. Kravish has, and he's gonna kind of grab you up and give you a squeeze and squeeze your hand as he walks away, and he's going to enhance ability with Cat's Grace. You have advantage on your dex checks.
Ooh, love that.
So,
don't you already have the advantage on dex checks?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You do now.
They're like insanely freaking big anyways.
I mean, he basically makes it sure she can't fail.
Yeah.
Unless I roll
that's
two
kind
nat
of
ones,
where
in
we're
which
at.
case
You can fail, but
I can. It's possible.
Super, super hard.
Yeah.
it's not like Baranor doing a sleight of hand check, you know.
Yeah, no, you're not. I'm not. No, I'm not that good. I'm good though.
I failed like 3 traps when I first started becoming a rogue, and I vowed never to fail a trap again.
Well, I need a marching order and 2 sets of perception checks, please.
Baranor's in front.
Okay.
I'll probably be in the middle or in the back somewhere. Just to...
All right. And I'm gonna have. I would like a survival check with advantage from whoever wants to make it.
Okay, I'm guiding myself as well.
Everybody looks at the ranger.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Only fair.
Yeah. All right, a 21.
We've still got our advantage with wisdom saves, right? Or is that what you meant by survival with advantage?
Because you guys are obviously helping each other is all I meant.
Oh, yeah.
But
right.
if you, do not forget, you guys have advantage on wisdom saves and checks.
Oh, yeah, because of the food.
The food was that good.
Well, both perception and survival or wisdom checks.
Nice.
Yeah. Take advantage.
Oh, that's, yeah.
All right. Call it out, please.
22 perception.
Nat 20 perception for and plus guidance for 36. Survival was a 23 plus 3 for 26.
Now your survival is at advantage.
It's also a wisdom check.
Yeah. If you did you roll it twice? Yeah, you did.
Yes, I already rolled it twice. First one.
And your perception check is wow. What an amazing roll. What an amazing roll. What did freaking Maeven get?
23.
Yeah, that's good.
I rolled really well, and I still
That's
rolled
really
like
good.
shit for Baranor.
I know. Well, Baranor just. You all watch Baranor. His hair floats in the air a little. His eyes roll back, and his eyes are gold. He has himself a little mini Super Saiyan moment, and he just darts off into the forest. And you're all like, you can see the seas part ways for him as he finds a safe passage through the woods.
Guys, there's a big person up there with a four-sided partition between us.
Oh no!
Just
What do you
looking down
mean?
at us.
You can see the gods.
Yeah, he gains the fourth wall break ability.
I can see the
Looks at-
DM.
He looks at the camera and goes, "Uh-oh. We're in now. Here we go again."
Here we go. Oh shit! Here we go again. Definitely. Well, it's a 2 to 3 hour journey into the forest. I would say that as a sort of mini skill challenge, what is it you guys want to do moving through the forest? I'll say that Daunt and you both speak up saying, hey, I think even if this is a woman screaming, I think that we should be very cautious. So what are we going to do about noise and stuff like that?
That's what that trace.
Okay. Noah, you're muted. I don't know if you have been talking this whole entire time we've been back, but I don't think anybody's heard anything you said if you were.
I haven't heard him at all.
I was going to cast Pass Without a Trace. It felt like we were within an hour of the cave.
I can do something with my Twilight Cleric stuff that gives us, I think, advantage on stealth checks. Second.
That's quite useful.
Yeah, Steps of Night. Starting at 6th level, you can draw on mystical. Or no, it's wrong. Here we go. Yeah, I can. It's the Channel Divinity. I can create a Sphere of Twilight that gives us temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus 3 or 4, which is my cleric level, and then rage.
Waiting.
Wait a minute. Am I confused? Is it a druid thing? Hang on.
Hanging on. Okay.
Here we go. Okay, it was a druid thing. Yeah, I can create a 30-foot sphere of magic that gives us plus 5 to stealth checks and perception checks.
Yes, but can it move?
Uh,
Or is it a stationary dome?
Is it centered on you?
Or a point you can see?
Yeah, I don't see anything about it moving with you, so.
You could like football throw
But if
it.
we need to set up
and
camp
have a-
somewhere, we could use it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I thought I had something to help.
Okay,
Well, you will later.
When within an hour of the cave, I put a Pass Without a Trace.
All right. I'll say an hour into your hike, you pop that up and you all feel much sneakier. Your joints feel a little looser. You feel like you can bend down a little lower and stay out of sight, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I'm going to say, he's going to put his raven into the sky and just cover the air, just to make sure nothing comes down. Maybe Baranor heard a flying creature. So he's going to keep the raven in the air. An hour goes by. By the way, noonday sun, or not even noonday, you've been at it for about an hour, and it's maybe 7 o'clock in the morning. You guys started early. So the morning sun has not yet cut through the forest enough, so there's no overhead light. It's very dark in the forest right now. There is dew still clinging to the underbrush. Everything feels very wet and cold and crisp. So I need a survival check at the halfway point as Baranor throws up his his pass out a trace. Daunt is also going to disguise himself right now. You watch Daunt jump into the form of a very, very matte-colored, dark-skinned drow. Very, very dark purple skin, black hair, in kind of a mohawk. His eyes are a deep red, and he's wearing black clothing, and he just looks very hard to see in this kind of brush.
Okay. 24 survival.
Okay. You can hear the sound of bees buzzing probably 100 feet away. Like, that's how locked in Baranor is right now. He can sort of witness the forest life cycle around him without having to see it, and just exist within it. Like, he's kind of tuned in right now. Something's going on with Baranor being really connected to this forest, as the cherry blossom trees are no more. They don't grow this far out, but yeah. So you can hear the forest life, and you're starting to kind of get the feeling that you can anticipate certain geographical oddities or flora or fauna. You know, there's a particularly uncomfortable like nettle tree that you recognize from about 100 yards away, and you're pretty sure it's just a good idea probably to avoid that, as it's just covered in sticky, poisonous thorns. So you're kind of getting the lay of the land, all in a nice perimeter around you. Luna is also maybe 30 yards to your left, keeping up pace with you guys as you move through the forest for another hour. Daunt sidles up next between Iona and Maeven. Maeven, who is next to Kravish, and so on. And Daunt is going to he's going to kind of touch Iona's elbow, and he's going to say, "For good luck, love." And you are going to receive a luck point.
Nice.
Do you know how that works?
I'm gonna have to double check.
Yeah.
Then I'll
Please do. Please do. It's easy. It's any D20 is. Yep. Yeah. Any D20 you wish, and you can choose which one to keep.
And I get to choose which one to keep.
Yes. At what pace? You guys are able to get there in 2 hours. So at what pace do you think you guys are moving? You are trying to be quiet.
I still have.
Hello?
Yeah. I was just seeing if I have anything that allows me to move at a quicker pace or not anymore.
Listen, you guys are without your face man today, okay?
I know. No, sorry. I remember having something that allowed me to travel at regular or at normal speeds with the group or something like that without hindering shit. But I don't know if that was old Baranor or this Baranor.
Yeah.
Because, they change things.
They do.
I would say we're at a steady pace. What is it? Does Pass Without a Trace say anything about that? No, that just says while in the aura, we can be traveling at a regular, you got a +10. So I would say we're at a normal pace.
Okay.
At least up until approaching the cave itself.
Right. Well, at the end of that second hour, you hear something. It sounds very similar to what you heard. And you, by the way, Baranor, you start to recognize the terrain okay, this is where I was last night. We're getting close. And now you're getting to a point where it's like, all right, I know it's going to be around the corner and like 200 feet over there. Like, this is the forest that I was in when I encountered this.
Right.
And so you start to naturally slow up, and you hear whimpering in that direction. Not screaming, but like whimpering. And like that kid thing where like but it sounds a little more grown up, like an older person. So
fucking witches. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll motion to the group. I'm like, bring everyone to a halt with the hand signal, and then kind of motion to my ears, like, do you hear this?
I'm guessing we all kind of hear the person, like...
Yeah. I would think so.
Yeah.
Yuno's just going to kind of crouch with his Dracula cape. He's going to crouch, and he's actually, when he crouches, it's just like Skyrim. He's going to be swathed in shadow when he crouches.
Okay.
So he becomes almost as difficult to see as Daunt, who at this moment you guys don't actually see where he's at. He's sort of out of view.
Okay. Psychic Whispers. How many people in the party now? We got...
I think there's 7 of you.
7.
Right?
Is that including Daunt?
I think so. Yeah, it should be.
Okay. Then I'm going to choose everybody except Daunt, because... Yeah.
Because you can't see him, right?
I can't. It's only creatures I can see. So if I can't see, then.
Make a perception check as you kind of look around for your team. That's fair.
Okay, perception, which is also a wisdom check. That's gonna be a 31.
Okay. You can see both of them now.
Okay. All right,
you got them. You got them. They're tough to see. You kind of it's kind of like respect.
Yeah, I'm gonna link
game recognized game.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job.
The Psychic Whispers with everybody except for Daunt.
Okay.
Which we'll have up for 5 hours. Be like, that's the sound I heard. Let's move on up toward it at a slower pace.
All right. Kerbish, Daunt, they are all going to kind of stop. But there's kind of this large embankment of like soil that's been like soil creeped up where it's formed a wedge. And there's a couple trees growing out of the side of it. And they kind of post up behind it. Kind of gives you at least 3/4 cover.
Okay.
And it's about maybe 50 feet away from that wedge in the boulders that you saw.
Okay. Knowing that I've seen the wedge in the boulders, I know which way the cave is from there.
Yes.
Is that where the sound is coming from?
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right.
It sounds strangely closer. Like when you were tracking it the other night, or last night, it felt like it was down that cave. Like the way that would sound coming out of the cave. This sounds like it's on the surface somewhere, but in that direction for sure.
All right. I'm going to tell everyone to hold right here. And then I am going invisible.
Okay.
And once I'm invisible, I'm going to move toward the sound.
All right. What you see, very briefly, understand, very, very briefly, you see a flash of what you're about to see. It's just so quick. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
And we'll see if this works. Okay. Very briefly, you see someone like hunched on their butt, but they got their knees up and their arms wrapped around their knees. Just past where that boulder splits, you see a humanoid young woman or like an older girl, not sure, who looks like this.
Oh boy.
Brown hair, simple dressing, and hunched over and looks up at you, and you hear it, and then all of a sudden gets dragged backwards and disappears instantly. Like, that's how fast it was. It looked up, saw you, whimpered, and got yanked backwards and disappeared. There was no scream.
Saw me.
But there was looked up.
Okay.
and looked up at you.
Okay. Even though I'm invisible, it looked straight at me.
Make a insight check.
Okay. Just checking. I don't know if this thing has like true sight or something like that. Insight. Hey, wisdom. Let me roll that again, because... Alright, that's not much better. 16 is the best I can do.
Okay. You're not sure if it saw you, saw through you, reacted to something in the environment that spooked it, or pulled its prey in. Your passive insight leads you to believe it's this form you saw was very suspicious. In your quick moment that you saw it, you didn't see any like wounds or anything like that. Didn't have a particularly dirty face. Very oddly placed victim. So that's your insight's telling you something's up with that.
Right.
And in some way, when you approached enough to see it, it reacted, and it's not here anymore. And this is about 20 seconds later that you've contemplated this reaction.
Okay. I will message back to the group and kind of describe what I saw. The woman, at least. Woman, girl. And them getting yanked backwards toward the cave, I'm guessing. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely further down that pathway, yeah.
Are we hearing her anymore?
You hear nothing.
Nothing. Oh, okay.
You hear nothing.
Terrifying.
There's nothing. You can only hear the breathing of your comrades. There's nothing else you hear.
Okay. Again, I'll describe what I just saw, and that it's safe to move forward now. Well, not safe to move forward. To come forward, and we'll follow at a cautious pace back toward the cave that it was drugged toward.
Yeah.
Does anyone recognize? Does Maeven? Do you recognize that description of a woman?
Would I recognize it?
No. Actually, it sounds. It was a brunette human with brown eyes. That's all that really, Baranor, you got out of it. You know, it was difficult to even describe the shape of her face. She was kind of cute, like she was pretty, you know, attractive, I guess. On the rather young side of an adult, and yeah, it was quick, and that doesn't really ring a particular bell to you, Maeven. I'll say that everybody kind of asked around again, is anybody missing in the morning, and still no, everyone is like Shard himself accounted for everybody. In the monastery, even the visitors, of which there are a few that you know, there's some dignitaries or whatever. Everyone's there. This is not a person that anybody knows is gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to remain invisible, but I'm going to lead the group toward the cave.
Okay. I pain to think of what Kravish could do in anticipation of all of this. I don't want to speak for him, but I feel like he would do something. He's definitely going to pull out Anthem's Edge and use its moon glow ability, kind of light the area, keep a keen eye.
Okay. That works.
Yeah, and what the hell? I'm pretty sure the Uno can make his familiar invisible. He'll send him down the cave. So you guys are going to have, we'll say 30 feet at a time, because this entrance winds around corners downward.
Okay.
So you'll have 30 feet of clear area to kind of navigate at a time.
Okay. I'm leading the way. I'm kind of checking the walls and floor for any kind of latent traps or anything like that.
Change this soundtrack up a bit, folks. So I would need an investigation check from you. Are you're talking traps like of the natural kind or deliberate?
Both.
Both? Okay. Yep. And that was a
investigation.
Yeah, let's get an investigation from you.
Okay.
Does anybody else want to look around and make a roll?
Ooh, that becomes a 22, and I'll guidance that as well. 26.
You know what? Daunt is going to assist you with trap spotting. He's a little roguey himself, so he's going to give you help, and you can roll that again if you want to take that 31, or you can roll it again.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That was perception. Yeah.
32.
Okay. An investigation of a 32 is a monster roll. Okay, it is extended success. So with a 31, you know that this cave, just like you surmised outside, is a natural formation. You don't see a lot of dirt here. The stone is rather smooth. It looks like perhaps maybe part of the year water runs through this cave, and kind of carved a slow progressing only part of the year kind of a erosion, as the cave face unfortunately is rather slippery. So I'm going to need an athletics or acrobatics check from everybody in the party. You're lucky though, because the right now at this time of spring, it looks like here the melt has already occurred, and there's not now water running down it. It's rather dry, but it's slippery.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my God!
Okay.
Some bad rolls back there.
Okay. I don't know what Kervish's Sir Kervish. His, I'll say athletics. Is he stronger than he is dexterous? Right? He's a bard. What is that? I mean, they're kind of supposed to be kind of wimpy, but he's a big, tough dragonborn.
Yeah, but he has.
Yeah, he's more dexterous. So okay, I'm very sorry about this.
Oh no.
Okay, but Iona, the order is that Baranor Koza with Iona after him, descending this cave. And right now, Koza's doing okay. He's got his big bear grip on the wall and kind of wedging himself in a corner as he descends. But unfortunately, above him, Iona, you've got plenty of experience spelunking. There are caves in Deadmarsh that you have explored with what you could have called your friends when you were young. But this one is tricky, and your foot slips on a very smooth piece of stone, and you fall on your side of your hip and begin to slide. You're 20 feet up from where Koza is, and as you do, you collide right into Koza. And Koza, this elf hitting your wrist a certain way with the strong grip you had is just enough for you to be like, oh, ow, that cricks me, and you've let go of the side, and the two of you slide down the cave.
Yay!
I'm going to roll a d20. I rolled a 16. Let me consult my something happens table.
Oh boy.
Okay. You're both in luck. You only take fall damage. However, you slide. Now, true, you're at an angle. It's a steep angle. But you're sliding at an angle, so this will be cut in half. As you slam into a flat, kind of a flat landing that then curves around a corner and descends further down, but this is enough to stop you. You fall about 50 feet in a diagonal direction. So you take... Did it not want to roll that? Watch, I'm going to hit it, and it's going to register the first one and then the second one. There we go. Half of 17 is 8. You both take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you slam into a stack of stalagmites pointing upward. A couple of them poke into your ribs quite violently. But at this moment, you start to smell something. It is a strange, acrid, sour smell. It's not quite the sour of decay. It's different. It's stronger. It almost makes you feel like you can taste like metal in your mouth or something.
Is it poison? Because I can identify poisons by smell at this level.
This definitely feels like a toxic, acrid substance in the air. You're not sure if it's poison. Could be poison, could be, a bacterial substance or a viral, something like that. I don't know if witches in D&D know about viruses yet. But yeah, it's very strong though, and you can see a very faint glow around the corner. Very faint though. It's like it's the only bit of light you can see in a whole totally dark space, so you can see it quite well, but it's very faint. So after Iona and Koza pick themselves up off the floor, the rest of you descend rather effortlessly for most of you. Yuno got a 19. He did pretty well. He kind of just sort of held on to I'm gonna say he held on to Koza and kind of rode him, held him by a flap of his armor and just sort of rode him like Legolas down the staircase.
Yeah.
And then just sort of landed perfectly on his feet like a cat. That's what Yuno did. Kravish is gonna stand up straight and kind of give Maeven sort of a tap on the shoulder, and he's gonna draw Anthem's Edge as quiet as he can. He's say, "All right, whatever it is, it's got to be down there, right?"
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna have everyone halt, and I'm gonna invisibly look around the corner.
You see a cave bottom. It looks like an island with sort of like wet puddles all around it, and just like this big chunk of dry earth. There is a very steep pathway down to it, and there are what look like very narrow sinkholes, like something drilled into the earth in 3 spots around this island, and there are everglow stones scattered around the middle of this island embankment that are just there's kind of a soft yellow light lighting up the middle of this, and you can hear the drips and draps of different little channels all around this landscape feeding into this sinkhole, this cave. You can hear that dripping sound all around you, but you don't currently see anything moving aside from you can see little water droplets causing ripples in the water.
Okay. I'm gonna relay all this back to the group. I don't see anything physically there.
I find this highly suspect.
Iona is going to offer, because it has a range of 120 feet, so it can get in. Iona is going to offer sending in dancing lights as a diversion to see what happens, but she's going to say, that on the caveat, only if we don't mind potentially alerting something.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, Yuno's got his. Yuno is going to have. Is he connected to you? Is Yuno connected to your psychic link?
He is. The only one that shouldn't be is Daunt.
Okay, so he's got his invisible raven in that room also.
Okay.
So he's gonna communicate all of that as if you approach.
Okay. So yeah, let's send in the dancing lights, see if that trips some kind of reaction.
Yeah. Okay, she's not going to make them manifest directly by the entrance, because that would just point a bit too much to where we are. She's going to make them go sort of start flickering into being a little way into the cave. They are blue this time. There are 4 of them. They're sort of clustered together, and then they're just going to sort of drift just across the cave towards the island, just sort of bobbing up and down a little, just drift.
And as it drifts, so who is monitoring the room right now besides Yuno's familiar?
Is around the corner with just being invisible.
So you're in the room technically. You can see everything going on in the room.
Yeah, if I'm able to come up as close to the room as possible.
I'm gonna put everybody on the map.
Okay.
There we go. And right here, if you're looking, as the globules, by the way, obviously approaching from this direction.
Yeah.
Once the globules kind of circle this island for a bit, this area here is kind of in darkness, as this portion of the island is pretty high. It's about 30 feet in the air.
Okay.
So this is pretty dark. As the globules orbit, you can see clearly a stalagmite sticking out of the hole, that when the globules kind of twirl around each other and go around a rock, you see a bit of movement. And that stalagmite is gone.
Okay.
And that's all you see for however long you guys are going to let this last. I think, what does Dancing Lights last for an hour?
Something like that.
I mean, they are also a cantrip, so I can just keep bringing them back. Mm-hmm. It's up to a minute, but I can keep bringing them back for as much as I need.
I'll say for at least a minute and a half of solid nothing happening, as your dancing lights are a different shade than the Everglow stones that are spread throughout this layer, and you're just kind of mixing different colored light patterns as you kind of dance them around for, like I said, a minute and a half. You kind of scan the whole room slowly, no other activity.
Okay.
But this close to the island, you look down, Baranor, and you see there is a substance kind of slicked along the rock that you noticed before, but you thought it was maybe a fungal kind of naturally occurring thing. But here, it's rather a thick layer, and it's a slime, and you get it on your hand, and it kind of makes your fingers itch really bad, and you do your best to quickly, kind of quietly wipe your hand away on the rock where it's wet, and it's hard to get off. It makes your hands itchy.
Okay. But all I saw a stalagmite in the hole.
Yeah, it was sticking out of the hole.
Sticking out of the hole, and then it was gone.
It was gone.
Okay. I'll report that back, as probably Yuno's Raven is probably doing the same.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say the Raven was not looking at that portion of the room at the time, so the Raven did not see it.
Okay.
The Raven, it has directional, eyesight like everybody else.
Sure. Okay.
And
there's
but
no
everybody believes you.
there's no
Right?
screaming or whimpering or anything, right?
Make a perception check for Maeven.
Okay.
Or investigation, whichever one of those is better for you. You're like intently listening.
Yeah. They are exactly the same. That'll be... Let's see, I'll go with investigation. I always do perception. Let's do investigation. Ooh, 19 for 27.
Yeah, you guys are still under the influence of Pass Without a Trace, so your footsteps are less like foot scrapes and more like the sounds.
I actually got to correct that. We're not under.
Oh, you're not? Oh, okay. All right. Well, you guys are trying to be quiet, and you're doing your best.
Invisibility is concentration, so I lost.
I gotcha. So footfalls are. Well, you know what? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. You got a warlock with you. You got a warlock with you.
We also have a druid that could do Pass Without a Trace, probably.
We really
what
want
is
him
a
to
druid?
smell his spells, or we start figuring out if we're fighting this thing.
Yeah, druids have Pass Without a Trace.
I do
druids have it.
it.
Yeah. Well, Daunt is like, sorry, lads, can't help. I'd love to help if I could, but it looks like I'd be more trouble than my worth.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Alright, so what are we doing?
So did Koza, did you cast?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. Then I'll continue. I'll motion the group forward then, cautiously,
Okay.
and I'm going to still be in the lead invisibly.
Alright. You are still invisible. Your footfalls are indeed foot scrapes. And in this space, Maeven, you do not hear anything but your footsteps, which you're just now realizing are a little audible, so that's annoying. But it is what it is.
Okay.
And I will say, without too much trouble at all getting down this slope, I'm not going to make y'all roll for it, you approach the ground level right here. Please put yourselves on the map, please. Please, please, please.
If we can.
Do all the mapping.
Yeah, I will get... Oop, he's not a map layer. He's
I'll
a
try,
token
but
layer.
I don't think it'll work.
Yuno is on the map.
Erp.
It's okay.
Move the map. Where are we at exactly, so I know where to put my
You're
stuff?
down here.
Okay.
Down there somewhere. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Whenever we play next, and we'll figure that out. I know it's the holidays and stuff. I don't know if these minis will actually be functional for you guys. I feel like we've gone through that before. Damn, Koza, you're an eagle again still. All right. So Koza's going to be an eagle until I switch it between sessions. So congratulations, eagle. He's going to be a very, very skinny eagle. Watch this.
I don't know if we're supposed to see.
Huh?
I don't know if we're supposed to see this.
What?
Whatever this is.
That's just the map.
Okay. Just making
Yes,
sure.
you're fighting a weird squid compass.
Yeah.
I don't like that idea.
All right,
don't
so
like
Baranor, yeah. You know what? And now that is what you're fighting.
God damn it.
I'm gonna change
damn
all
you,
my
Thomas.
stuff up. I'm gonna change all my stuff up. Hold on, let me shrink
None of
her
us
down.
have a
There we
swim
go.
speed.
Okay, that is everybody. Let's see, Daunt as well. He doesn't even have a mini. What happened to his mini? His mini's broken. That's okay. I'll put him on the map. I'll do it sometime. Okay, so that should be everybody, though, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay, good enough. I'll move Koza over here. And Yuno is going to be at the back. Kravish is next to Maeven. And Maeven is way too big. Holy crap. You're just a little bitty elf. There we go.
I am so tall for an elf. I don't know why you keep saying I'm small.
Because you're an elf.
I am 5'11". I am so tall.
That is pretty tall for an elf.
You're a little elf girl.
I will throat punch you.
A little goblin girl. No. Okay.
Jody, write that down.
Oh.
Don't.
Let's see here. Yuno is going to ready a firebolt. I think you can ready a cantrip. I think
you can ready just about anything for any reaction.
You can't ready everything, but yeah, it's pretty versatile. He's going to ready a firebolt. You see him; his eyes glow slightly, and then a little mote of fire appears over his fingers, which he kind of juggles in his hand a little as he walks around. He's like, "All right, what do we do now?" And Kravish kind of unsheathes, or he already had it unsheathed, I think. He kind of pokes around the stones. He's like, "Yeah, what's the play here, folks?" And he's going to kind of blow into his Anthem's Edge flute mouthpiece and play a little tune as we think.
Do we want bait? For lack of a better word.
What'd you say?
Should we have bait, for lack of a better word?
I think we are the bait at this point.
Okay, well, do we want the baitier bait to go out there and be bait?
Well, the only movement I saw was down that hole, and it was a stalagmite that disappeared.
That's fucking terrifying.
Or it looked like a stalagmite, at least.
Yeah, it looked like the one that's currently sticking out of that hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you all go to look at it, and Baranor is the only one that sees it descend quickly, and I mean lightning fast. The rest of you turn and look, and there's no stalagmite there. And Dawn's kind of like, "What you talking about there, buddy?"
It was right there.
Oh, great.
And the water that's being dripped and dropped, you start to notice that the drips, you know how a drop of water hitting a pool snaps like a tendril of water up in the air? Mm-hmm. You see them doing that, and the tendrils get taller and taller, and pretty soon it starts doing it without the help of a drop of water, these tiny little tendrils of water. And you notice they're not water, it's not clear, it's dark. And pretty soon the entire floor sort of unravels, spinning towards the room. As you can see, the bottom of the pools of water were covered in thousands of tiny tendrils of blackish red that all begin to swirl and extend out of the water until they all arc. Now, this is going to take about 6 seconds, so I'll allow anybody to do anything once I'm done explaining. They all begin to arc through the air, and you can see now through the glow as they pass over the dancing lights and the emberstone that they have kind of a clear Twizzler look to them, these tendrils. They all begin to arc up 20, 30 feet in the air and down into a central location right here, until those tendrils, you can hear a slithering sound, a slimy interaction with spaghetti being stirred in a bowl, as they all begin to slither and slime and form a shape, a mound in the center that rises into the air. You see these tendrils, hundreds of them, crowning the edges of this blob, and they start to form human skulls that then cover into skin, and they all open their hollow eyes, and they all shout at the same time. I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
As the center of this blob begins to form a shape, a long cylinder that again begins to develop detail, tightening the edges. It pulls into a humanoid shape, a female humanoid shape, until it forms a more perfect, detailed rendition of a clothed woman directly in the center of this room. And I'll stretch this guy out so you can, if I zoom in on him myself.
There you go.
Wisdom saves are at advantage.
Oh.
Wisdom save for everybody. This is what you see in the center of this room.
Oh,
And
Gross.
she begins to cry. She begins to cry and scream as you see these tendrils of red slime attached at the back of her legs. They start to let go, and she steps out of the blob and steps away from it, and you see this single tendril of tiny red ribbon connecting her at the back of her ankle to the mass. And the whole mass explodes in size, and each of those 100 of humanoid heads dart out in every direction. I need y'all to make now a dexterity saving throw as it fills the room with these tendrils for a brief moment that dart at you and bite at you.
What are we doing?
I need a dexterity saving throw. Each of you are getting hit with these things.
I knew I recognized that woman from something.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
We're gonna call it large. We're gonna call it large.
I think my mini of that has a guy in front of it.
Huh?
I have a
What are you
mini.
talking about?
Red. He has a red slime mini thing.
Cool.
No, I have that.
You have a map?
I have a map.
All right.
Is my advantage on dexterity saving throws or just dex checks?
Both.
Both. Okay, I'll look and see if it's any better.
Both. I
It
will
is
roll
not
for
better.
Gaunt. Uh-oh.
Rolled a 3.
A 3.
Yeah, but I got the first one was a 26 or something. Let me see. Yes, the first one
Okay.
was a 24. Second
Daunt
one was
got a 19. Okay, so what did you roll? You rolled for who?
myself.
For Maeven? What's that 24?
24. That's the dex save. The 26 was the wisdom save. I forgot that we had advantage.
I don't think anybody failed the wisdom check though. I don't think anybody is afraid of her. So bravo, you guys are not shook. That's kind of cool. It's a little metal.
God.
However, her attack definitely hurt some of you. Everyone's going to take at least half of this, unless you have evasion, in which case you take nothing.
Oh, it was the passing score
0.
for.
It's going to be 16.
Okay. Oh, I didn't do for one for Luna. Goddamn.
All right. Full is 52. Half would be 26
Jesus.
of get this, folks, piercing damage.
Okay.
So I need everybody to go ahead, and I'm going to give everybody a chance. You can use your saved actions. Yuno is definitely going to throw a firebolt at this thing, right in the center of its mass. And he's going to hit it. And he's going to do a shit ton of damage, because firebolt is strong at this level. 31, nice. Nice. Alright. Daunt is going to... He was going to save... It's only fair. He's going to save 2 Eldritch Blasts. And... his first one is a hit. Second one... is a major hit, but almost a natural 20. And he's going to do... another 19 points of force damage against this thing. Anybody else? Speak now or forever hold your peace, and we'll roll initiative.
Yeah, I was going to... Oh, no, you go first, you go.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to... If I saw anything I didn't like, I was going to spiritual weapon at it.
So that's a complicated motion. I'll say you can have it out. without costing any action or bonus action at the first thing. But calling it out and then sending it out, that's more than like a held action.
Okay, yeah, so this is going to just wink into existence.
Cool. So it does.
How tall is this rock face here?
Okay, so let me explain the geography of this room very briefly, and I'll get into it again once everybody is here next session. Obviously, you're not going to complete this in 2 minutes. This little beach head here slopes up to about 3 feet where these are here, and this is about 2 feet above that. So this is a good 5-foot jump. You have to do some checks to get up there. This area here is considerably taller. It slopes really steep up to 30 feet in the air. And we'll just say, since these are right up against the water, that they also go up 30 feet right there. So, and the rest of this slopes down to ground level in the back here. So this whole front area is difficult terrain. Gonna have to make some checks. Anywhere where you see these stalagmites, let's consider those kind of a danger. So that being said, Baranor, what you doing?
Do we have line of sight on this thing?
Yes. This thing is very tall. I'm going to augment this mini next time to make her look smaller in it, because this thing is actually like fucking huge.
All right, I'm gonna chuck a soul knife at it,
Okay.
and I'm doing this from invisibility, so I would roll at advantage.
Okay. Did you take damage?
No, I did not.
You did not? All right.
I passed the save
you.
and I have vision.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Yuno's Raven did not, and it blinked out of existence.
Yeah, Luna took a pretty good big hit on that one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Does a 26 hit?
26 does indeed hit.
Okay.
Now, what are you
God.
aiming at? There are 2 targets. There is a very large blob and a medium humanoid woman.
I'm aiming for the blob.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. That hits the blob.
Okay. The blob. Okay. What is my sneak attack up to? 6 die? 5. Okay, 7 plus. Oh, that was a low roll. 17 points psychic damage.
What does your soul knife look like right now?
So it looks like one of the. It looks like the Luna dagger.
Okay. So this black steel dagger with a wolf's head pommel transformed into a glowing purple ethereal blade just like slips into the oblex, and there is no reaction from either it or the female woman. It just slips into its blob form and disappears, obviously.
Okay. I don't know if that did anything. But
all right, who's next? I'm gonna have Kravish. Kravish is gonna shoot a frickin' crossbow bolt at it. I feel like he's gonna aim for the woman though. I feel like that's what he'd want to do. Who is next? Let's just go down the Discord, why don't we? I feel like we should have done that because we're gonna roll initiative. So Iona, you are next on the list after Baranor.
Sorry, I thought I'd already done my reaction, or can I?
Okay. Nope. No. You're right. I'm just going down the list. Koza, what did you do? Anything?
I have not done anything yet.
Okay. What do you want? You can do something too, and then Maeven, you can do something too, unless you've done something.
How far away is it
I
from?
haven't done anything yet.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on it. Alright. So I need a wisdom save from it.
Okay. It got a 28.
Jesus.
Alright, well, it still takes half.
Believe it
Or
or
wait,
not.
is it? Oh, no, it's pass or fail. Okay, fine.
Okay, so Toll the Dead, you kind of look in its direction, and you do your familiar druid hand movements. And as you do it, you feel this ringing in your head. You feel your mind. You feel your mind being read, and you look up at the blob, and the woman changes shape and turns into Neela.
Oh,
no.
That
Lord.
bitch.
And
Shit.
and as you try to cast Toll the Dead, the ringing in your head increases to the point where you realize you just cast it at yourself.
Oh
Oh
shit!
no.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Fuck! Alright, well,
How's that?
it's like 3d8.
Heavy, knock it off.
Alright.
Oh, low. Okay.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Could be
And
worse.
I'll say this: you realize instantly this thing and you connected on a psychic level. This thing, you're not sure if it's smart, but it ain't dumb.
Well, it left me on 69 hit points, so.
Nice.
Hey.
And in light of that, I need everybody to roll initiative, and then we will
Why
end
not
the
get
session
to do
there.
something?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
just
sorry.
wanna
Yeah,
get up
Maven.
there.
Let me back it up. Yeah, Maven gets to do stuff too. We're an equal opportunity
Dope monk
EMP
shit.
group here.
I would like to
Yeah.
run all
Rage.
the way up there and get behind it. Hey, occasionally, I feel like she could have taken a level in Barbarian or two.
I know, right?
Yeah, but no, I just want to see how far I can get up there.
Okay. Actually, I think I
And
can
so-
do it from his sheet.
I don't know how.
You know what's always a funny combination is the rogue barbarian combination, because you can reckless attack and get sneak attack damage.
I like it.
It makes no sense.
Right?
They're so like
I'm so-
taken aback by the
yeah.
rogue raging that they.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
so
so-
enraged that I do sneak attack damage.
Are you able to move yourself up there, Steph?
Yeah, I can move myself, but I don't know. You said I had to roll something, so I wanted to
I just need an athletic check to scale up the stalagmites. That's it.
athletics.
Or acrobatics. You're a monk.
Do that.
Don't monk shit.
Nope, monk
You must
check.
describe what you do, though.
Okay, that's fine. I can do that. Okay, we got 22, and she wants to like bounce from one, like on one foot from one stalactite to the other until she kind of like zigzags up, and then
Yeah.
runs forward.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to copy and paste her just so that you know that there is another small version of her connected by a tiny little tendril.
Okay,
Right over
we love to see it.
No, we
Yeah.
don't. No, we don't.
And then does that just take the same amount of movement, or do I have to add or subtract from the movement?
For what? Moving around?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you one direction. That's what you get. You get a surprise and go in one direction. You want to change directions? That's going to be on your turn.
Okay. No,
So
she just wants to,
wherever
like-
you want it to be. Yeah.
Okay. I would know. I mean, does it add like extra feet climbing up the thing?
Yes. This is all difficult terrain, so any square you cross that had a stalagmite in it, you're gonna subtract. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what?
That just keeps everybody honest.
60, 65. Okay. So let's just make sure that I'm good because I can't read it. I could go one more square up, and I think that's.
So you're within its space, just so you know. It
Okay,
takes up
I'm
4x4. It takes up, yeah.
I'm just gonna move myself there. That would be the max amount of movement I can do.
Okay.
That. So yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to run all the way up there. Would I be able to also attack, or is it solely
No,
to
just
get up there? Okay.
just a move, yeah.
That's fine.
There we go. Now, will this move? Yes, it will. Cool. Okay. The hell? I don't know why I did that. Whatever. Okay. That should be everybody. So, anybody who... So, Koza, are you able to roll your initiative? And then we're gonna break. Yeah, give me 1 second.
I have not
We got
rolled.
everybody.
I don't know what that is, but I did not roll that.
No,
Ooh, that's
I'm missing... Who am I missing?
This is not right.
It looks like
Kervish.
Joe, you rolled for Kervish and it ended up in Maeven's spot.
Oh,
Yes. I'm like, that's...
okay. Maeven, give that your own number then. That's wrong.
Okay. There we
I
go.
don't know why I did that.
Rolling! 22.2.
Who's got higher decks?
Neither.
Either we both have 20.
Rollies? Are we gonna
definite
rollies?
Rollies.
Rollies! Just a D20.
Rollies. D20. I rolled a
Oh,
D100.
seriously?
You
Aha!
still beat me.
I still win.
Okay, so I'll go down to
1-9.
Oh, wow. All right. That should be everybody.
It's the wrong thing.
Yep. We're in the right order anyway. You could just do a
Yeah.
3 on your... there you go. That works. 3. There we go. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, we're going to end there as turn order begins. I got to give my baddie a turn. But, yeah. Spooky cave. Something weird and gross down here. And we'll deal with that next session, which, let's talk about that. Our next session would be on the 13th of December. I am not against playing then. I don't know how y'all feel about doing stuff in the middle of December.
Fine with it.
Okay.
No. I'm gonna be working. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Like
business
So-
that's all I got.
is normal for us, so
Yeah.
I will put it in the main chat so that the boys can read it and decide as well. So we'll tentatively say December 13th is our next session, 2 weeks as normal, and then obviously we'll take a break for the holidays. But yeah, this was cool. I had a lot of fun watching you guys. You guys are awesome when you role play together. I love it. I really do. It melts my heart. Ellie, I think you're becoming rapidly a very important member in this party, and I'm really glad that you're with us. So I hope everybody had a really great holiday. Those of us that celebrated, obviously. I should have wished Ellie a contrival Thursday in November.
Happy last Thursday of November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys are awesome. Seriously, I love you guys. I'm really glad that this campaign is rounding out the way it is. I'm excited. I swear I'm getting better with audio. I am having computer issues, but with the break that we're going to take for the holidays, I'm going to have a lot of time to do audio, and I'm going to get caught up. I swear. I promise.
We understand life,
Yeah, life is a bitch. It gets in the way of your fun.
and then you die.
But yeah, and then that's it. All right, Crown Collectors, that was awesome. We'll see everybody hopefully on the 13th. We'll see where everyone's schedules land, and we'll finish up this cave monster, whatever the fuck it is.
That kills
It's
you with
not
your own
fun.
spells. Thankfully, I don't have any freaking spells.
I obviously can't metagame, but it is not fun.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I'll metagame a little. It's not what you think it is. It's just
Okay.
sharing the mini and the name, and that's it.
That's
We
still
love
Don't
not
worry.
fun.
No, this is not a good time. This is not a good time. You guys are not going to have a good time. So
Why did we go
And-
chasing the monster in the woods?
And Oblak would be easier for us to fight.
yeah,
We love that.
It's a giant oobleck. That's all it is. Just don't punch it, because then it becomes a non-Newtonian fluid and it'll break your hand.
I'm already gonna punch
Which
it.
would-
We know this.
Can I just say, that would be an awesome mechanic for fighting like an oobleck, like ooze. That would be like a cool thing.
I don't want to
non-Newtonian
give
ooze.
you ideas, Joe. I don't want to.
He already had the idea.
No. There's a worse idea.
I don't want you to
Running-
give him worse ideas, sir.
It's swimming around my brain like an oily eel. All right, folks. Have a great rest of your weekend and a good 2 weeks, and I'll see you guys on the 13th.
Bye, guys.
Bye.